alive! It's alive! It's alive!
I want to play a game.
Hello and welcome to the Sounds from the Grave podcast. My name is Yussef.
My name is Vania.
And welcome to the first ever annual Golden Tombstone Awards.
Yep, so this is the really big surprise that Yussef has been going on around, and we have been keeping it in secret, and now we are actually going to be doing our little own awards for movies that we thought was really good,
Yeah,
based on the 2022 picks of the movies and whatnot. So yeah, especially some that we have already talked about.
because 2022 was a great year for horror. Like, we had hit after hit after hit, not just in movies, but also TV shows. We had great TV. It was like a treat for horror fans. But today it's not just us two. We have some very special guests. We have our previous guests that were here from Voices from Beyond. We have Yudani and Jude.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Happy to be here.
Happy to have you again, and for the big show. And
Well, before that, just to refresh your memory, we have actually had them for our god-awful nightmare fest of the
Thanksgiving.
discussion of Thanksgiving.
the
So,
nightmare
yeah.
nightmare that was
It was a
Thanksgiving.
fever dream.
I
That
thought
was-
it was a
Yeah.
fever dream.
That was actually our last episode. I think we all took a break after that.
Yeah. Holidays
Just
got
took
rough
time
and brainwashed by Thanksgiving.
We're like, we need Christmas now more than ever. But our next person that we have here, we actually have a very special announcement. He's going to be joining Sounds from the Grave as our third official co-host now. Please welcome Kyle.
Woo! Heck yeah.
This first
Nice.
ever official episode to start off the new
I
year.
know. This is awesome. I feel like this has been like a long-term running bit because like you used to this thing where y'all would mention me almost every episode.
Well, you do get name
Yeah,
dropped, yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, and then eventually it just led to me just joining.
It's just mostly me dropping insults.
Yep, basically, yeah.
It all started when you were making fun of The Shed, Vania.
Yep.
How it all started.
Nobody should acknowledge that The Shed is a good movie. No one.
I'd rather watch it than Thanksgiving.
Oh, God.
Wow. Hey, Thanksgiving is a fun movie to watch. Okay.
We're not doing a
It's horrible.
Thanksgiving
No,
episode.
let's not. Let's not do that. Let's not get into that right now. I really don't want to talk about Thanksgiving anymore.
It's like, everybody stopped listening after the first 2 minutes.
We just, oh man, we listened to this episode before.
But,
It's like, wow, that sucks. They're just replaying an old episode and calling it by a new title. It's lazy.
yeah, I'm pretty happy about joining.
Yeah, we're happy to have you.
It was very shocking. I did not expect to get that message. I was like, "Wow, I did not expect to wake up to this today." But okay, cool. And I've been wanting to get back in horror podcasting for a while. For like those who listen to my old podcasts, my co-host he got real busy with work and just we weren't able to really commit to it anymore. And so we took a long hiatus, and I have been wanting to get back in horror podcasts, and I didn't know if I was going to do my own or start a new one with someone else. And then presented this idea, and I was like, "Yep, this is a no-brainer."
Well, thank
We're
you.
happy to have you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So, without further ado, we've got our intros. Before we get into the award show, we do have to talk about the big announcement that got dropped the day we're recording this, because I know it's coming out on Friday the 13th. Hello, happy Friday the 13th, everybody.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Chi, ha, ha, ha.
Mama.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, well, you're dead, but also-
Happy chi, ha, 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 ha day.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wait, since it's Friday 13th, what's everybody's favorite Friday 13th movie in the franchise?
Part 6. Jason
The
Lives.
original for me.
The original, really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
that's how like it started all. Like everybody, because I grew up like thinking, oh wow, like Jason is like the main, but but it's like still like a
Yeah.
twist when you watch it older and you weren't a fan of it before, like, oh shit, like it was actually like the mom, that kind
Okay.
of thing. If you guys haven't seen it, sorry guys, you're just like me, go back and watch the original. And then it's like after that, it's obviously being the main protagonist that everybody talks about.
Yeah.
So it's still a cool concept, especially having to do with the stereotypes of horror, everything that ever happens in a horror film, falling in the slasher genre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yudani?
Ghost to Manhattan.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
Wow. I did
Oh, he
not
goes on a
expect.
cruise
I
and
did
ends up
not
in
expect
Manhattan.
that one.
Jason
Wow.
Jason
No, I'm
takes a
kidding.
cruise.
Oh, you
Kidding.
mean you mean Jason goes to Manhattan for the last 3 minutes of the movie.
And checks the boombox.
It's
Just
basically
throws the boombox, yeah.
yeah. Jason hangs out on a cruise ship to the last 3 minutes of the movie.
The serious answer would be New Beginning.
Yeah, very misleading title.
Interesting, really. Part 5, huh?
I
Part
wish
5
they
is
would have
underrated.
stuck with the original script of that movie. It was gonna be so much better. But Takes Manhattan is really fun though. Mine is actually part 7, The New Blood.
Ooh, okay.
Very good.
Yep.
I love Part 7.
Oh yeah,
What about you,
it's
Jude?
great.
I said Manhattan. I wasn't
Oh, you
kidding.
also said you also
Yeah.
said
Excuse me.
I wasn't. I
Listening.
wasn't.
that was a bit.
It is not a bit.
Yeah.
It's like Manhattan. It's stupid.
Nice. Well, anyway, happy Friday 13th, everyone.
Happy Friday. But we are recording this on the 11th. So this specific day, we got the announcement for Halloween Horror Nights going to Vegas, which is a
Sin
whole
City,
deal.
baby.
Yeah.
No one parties harder than HHN people, so there it goes.
That was a
Year-round.
very odd. That was a very like just weird drop out of nowhere. Because they were like, oh, we're doing a park or like
Texas, right?
I don't know. It was like not really a park, but sort of a park. It was like a small scale park in Texas, and they're like, oh, also a horror focused destination in Vegas. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Then I looked at the image and I see it's like an HHN posted it, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? HHN in Vegas?
I don't think they had been talking about that at all. Like we had
came out
no
of left field.
rumors. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it came out of nowhere.
It just
Make
really came out of
Vegas
nowhere.
spooky.
Yeah. I feel like it was in response to Disney.
Oh, it was.
Yesterday?
It's Disney. Yeah,
Yeah.
did like yesterday? Disney was like, oh, like cat or pass holders don't have to wait till 2 p.m. to park hop anymore, and
Yeah.
we're not going to charge the resort parking fees anymore. Everybody's like,
Universal's
yay, and you're just like, hold on a second.
yeah,
watch
Universal's
We
like
have
this.
better news.
yeah, Universal's like, that's cool, bro. Here's this.
Which they really didn't have to do it to like if they thought they needed to compete with Disney because we have a whole park coming out in 2025 and
Yeah.
Disney hasn't
Yeah.
answered that yet.
Epic Universe.
Epic Universe.
I
I'm
think
excited.
they pulled an art where they walked away for a second, came back with bleach and salt.
Yeah, they really did. But I saw some discourse on Twitter about it, and I'm wondering because like there's some people that seem to be concerned that what if they start trying to focus more on Vegas or bringing like bigger stuff to Vegas than Orlando. But I don't think that that would be the issue. This seems to be more of like a smaller scale thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is gonna be interesting. It's definitely something I'm gonna want to check out at least once.
Yeah.
Well, I know that it's gonna be like half of the event almost.
Yeah.
So imagine like all year round, like if they do go this far, like pizza fries or like the twisted taters and everything else that everybody likes,
That'd be cool.
but you can experience it all year round. But at the same time, it's just like they have like this entire immersive experience, and if it gets so big, then I mean, I
Yeah.
do get the concern, but I don't think it's gonna affect Orlando that much. But the problem is that year 31, it was like good due to its theming, but nothing else. Nothing was really super memorable on like 30. That's at least in my opinion. But
What I'm thinking it's gonna be is probably gonna be like like you said, snacks and probably character encounters and like miniature scare zones, and probably just like here's like maybe 2 houses, like one from Hollywood, one from Orlando.
Okay,
and then
so
just like
this is-
rotate them as like through the like every year we get a new one there.
Yeah, because I know in the description it said they were going to try and like it was gonna be like they were going to try and bring in different stuff throughout the years. So you think they may do like a something from Orlando, something from Hollywood, and just that?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It would be just like
Yeah.
a mix of the two events, so like you get to experience a little bit of both,
Yeah,
and that's like a good selling point because now
I
you
would
got.
be okay with that.
And that's a great selling point because now you've got people that have probably never gone. They're like, oh, I got a taste of what Hollywood's like. I'm going to go there. But I also got a taste of Orlando. Now I want to go to that one too.
Yeah, I would be okay with that. I just don't want I don't want Vegas to start like them to start doing like, oh, we're gonna do like 4 or 5 houses here in Vegas, and it's gonna be totally different IPs than other places, and it's like way better.
You're just like,
Yeah.
guys, we just made a big purchase. We just purchased the Strip.
Yeah,
The Strip is just going to be a
We all through
full-blown
Vegas.
HHN event.
dude, the entire strip just one.
Oh,
large
I
scare
heard
zone.
Halloween is fucking crazy on Vegas, though.
I don't even
That's
want
the
to
thing.
imagine
I
Halloween in
bet
Vegas.
that would be
That's the
sick.
thing.
I bet
I've
that
been
would
wanting
be
to do
sick.
Vegas for Halloween for
I-
Vegas.
I've never
for
been to
Halloween?
Vegas, so
Wanted to do Halloween for Vegas.
yeah, I've never been to Vegas anyway, so I've always wanted to go.
It's a whole other
It's a
world.
good time.
Dude.
Yeah. I want to spend more time out there. I've only been there like a total of like 5 days between the 2 trips that I took.
Yeah,
I need more time.
I remember because you were trying to figure out something to do, and I was like, dude, check out Nightmare Toys while you're there. And you immediately went out there and you was like, wow, that was the best store I ever went in.
I was like, I walked like 3 miles to get there. I was like, it was worth it.
Vegas is so deceptive with distance.
It really
it's
is.
like, oh, it's right there.
You take the monorail, you'll be
It
right
takes
there.
forever.
Take the monorail.
You take the
right there.
you take the monorail, you're like, oh crap, it's still like a 2-hour walk.
With the
Especially-
altitude and everything that's on like a mountain and all that stuff, like you think you're gonna get there, and there's like you realize how much longer. It has been 30 minutes. I'm like, fuck.
Anyway, that was huge though. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do.
Oh
with
yeah.
that. Like that's.
I wonder if they're gonna do anything with the Area 15 they're opening in Orlando.
Wait, what?
Like the Area
No.
15, like the building next to where the Universal thing is gonna be at.
No, they're opening Area 15 in Orlando also.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Or not Area 15.
Excuse me.
Never mind.
Okay.
I just completely I got confused because Area 15 houses the Meow Wolf exhibition, which is a Mega Mart,
Oh,
and they're
okay.
doing one in Orlando. My bad. Not
Okay,
Area
no,
15.
but like the Mega Mart thing. Okay. Excuse me, jeez.
Remember, shop smart, shop S smart.
All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the Golden Tombstone Awards. So we've got a total of 15 categories here. We've got 5 entries per category. Sorry, jeez. And it was tough because we at first we had a whole meeting about these, and we had like a whole random assortment of categories and a random entries. Jeez, sorry about that. And at one point we had like 12 entries for one category and like 5 for another.
12 entries for one category, like 30 different categories.
And then we had like entry 1A.
Yeah.
But then the voice of reason being Cece was like, you guys, we gotta narrow it down.
Yeah. Moral of the story is, this is why horror fans don't get their own award show, because we can't decide on anything. we want everything to be included.
Well, this is why 2022 was such a good year. Because we wanted to include everything we couldn't.
Exactly. It was so hard for me to make a top 10 horror movie of the year list.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have told me to make an award show like this, like probably like 4 years ago, and I would have been like, "Oh, easy, one movie's on here, that's it."
But then now you're like, oh.
No, last year was like, "Oh man, oh god, what about this one? But what about this one?"
Yeah.
And if you look at what this year's shaping up to be, like,
Dude,
uh-oh.
this year's, yeah.
Even more.
I was getting worried. I
Dangerous.
was like, man, nothing's going to beat 2022. Then 2023 is like, oh, here's all this stuff.
Hold
dropping.
my
I'm like,
beer.
oh, shit.
But Yep, we have 15 categories. I think we have 2 that aren't like best of. They're like most disappointing and worst.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So yeah, we have one for most disappointing kill and one for worst movie. Because I mean, sure, 2022 was great, but it also gave us some really shitty horror movies. Because it happens. It happens with any movie ever, and it doesn't have to be horror. But we're gonna start off with our first category, which is Best Actor. And we have our 5 nominees here. We have Daniel Kaluuya in Nope, Justin Long in Barbarian, Jeff Daniel Phillips in The Munsters, Rowan Campbell in Halloween Ends, and Scott Mescudi, aka Kid Cudi, in X. So what we're gonna do is we have our 5 entries. I guess we're gonna go square table. This isn't a round table because Discord is a square. But I guess we'll just go one by one, and you guys just say who your pick is and explain why you picked them. And whoever asks the most picks at the end, that is our winner. So who would like to start?
Dun-dun.
Got it. No, I'm kidding.
Not it.
All right,
babe.
I'll kick us off.
All right.
For me, this category is an obvious one. Who wins this? It's Daniel Kaluuya.
Mm-hmm.
His performance in Nope was absolutely like insane. I think it's one of the best ones he's done so far. I felt every emotion his character was feeling. He really did a good job at portraying all of them.
Okay.
And what I also choose Daniel Kaluuya, and also because he wasn't supposed to portray as like he's supposed to be more of a stone faced character, but you could still feel what he was feeling, even though it was supposed to be like not like his sister.
And let's not forget he delivered the best line in the movie.
Was it Nope?
Nope.
Nope. I guess we'll go down the next pick. So Kyle, what is your pick?
I'm also gonna go with Daniel Kaluuya. Yudani summed up a lot of what I was gonna say, but also I want to add in that I went into the movie thinking that I was gonna like Keke Palmer's performance the most, but he blew it away. I think he was easily one of the best parts of the movie.
Okay. And Vania?
For me, it's also Daniel Kaluuya, but I would also want to add that this is like, even though we have seen him in, I guess, in a lot of Jordan Peele's like work and whatnot, like this is the first time that we actually see him like either be really serious to like the point of comedy. Like you can see that potential that he can do comedy within horror and still keep it relevant instead of taking us out in the moment that they are living in this fearful world kind of thing. So that's definitely something that I admire, and you can actually feel the genuine concern between his dad and also like being able to be protective of his sister, but also trying to save the ranch, or if you would want to call that humanity, that's cool too. But he's definitely
Horses are
talented
wrong.
I
within
don't
his
care
own
about humans. I
style.
care about my horses.
Exactly.
He's a horse dude.
I'm also, it's going to be unanimous. I also nominate Daniel Kaluuya for this award. If Daniel Kaluuya hadn't made Nope, I would have given it to Rowan Campbell for Halloween Ends, to be honest with you. So I
Same.
loved his performance in Halloween Ends.
Same.
But Daniel Kaluuya was just top tier. Like, this is one of his best, if not his best performance that I've seen him in. Like, he was outside, like you guys said, it was very serious, but his eyes were so emotive. Like everything when it came to his actual like physical acting was like it gave across like everything that he didn't say. And I thought that was just like incredible to me.
Yeah.
So the Golden Tombstone goes to Daniel Kaluuya.
That's right.
Come on in, Daniel, to receive your award.
Daniel isn't here. We'll be accepting this award on his behalf.
Oh yeah. Since we're accepting the awards on their behalf.
We'll send it to him.
We'll send it to him. Yeah.
I'll send him a picture.
A JPEG. We'll just email him a JPEG of a Golden Tombstone.
No, just a clip art.
That's yellow.
Microsoft Paint it like right on it. Best actor Daniel Kaluuya.
But it's not even like typed in. It's like like mouse drawn. So it's all like messed up looking. Just he's
Yeah,
like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I figured that was a given. It's like in this year, it's like best actor. It's like there's some that literally outshadowed others, but when it comes to the other categories, it's really tough in some of the other categories. But definitely, I do agree with your uses. Think that Rowan Campbell would be a good runner up. He was definitely my favorite part of Halloween Ends, and
Oh, yeah.
I was honestly ready to. I was honestly like hoping that they would have just not did what they did with him and just continued the series with him.
Yeah, I would have liked that too, but
Yeah, he really did.
they
Have
did what they
potential.
did. They had a vision and they stuck to it.
Yep.
They stuck to their guns. I can't blame them for that one.
That's true. They didn't
I mean,
pull the Rise of Skywalker and just went for
Yeah.
fan service.
Yeah. I mean, literally, there's literally an interview. I have it saved somewhere where David Gordon Green literally detailed, like over a year and a half or 2 years ago, how exactly the Halloween trilogy would be and how it would end, and it's like spot on. It's like, wow, you guys shouldn't be surprised that he did this. He told y'all 2 years ago that he was doing this.
Nice. So he was like, this is what I'm doing. And everybody's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, but moving on to our next category, it's going to be Best Actress. So this one was actually a lot tougher, I think,
Oh,
Yeah.
because in terms
of
of actresses, we had a lot of great performances. I think a lot more than actors.
Mm-hmm.
So our category, our entries for that are Keke Palmer in Nope, Jenna Ortega in Scream, Mia Goth in Pearl, Lauren Lavera in Terrifier 2, and Sosie Bacon in Smile.
This is a hard hitting category.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
This,
god!
like,
As you were saying, I was just like, oh.
You're like, oh, I have my pick. But wait, wait, I don't have my
Because
pick.
3 of these are my absolute favorite final girls of the year, and maybe of more now.
So I
I'm not
guess
starting us off.
I guess we'll go around the other way. So Vanya, you go off first this time.
Go off,
So
Queen.
I think based on this beautiful document that we have, I am probably a minority, but I think for Best Actress for me is Keke Palmer, because not only have we seen Keke Palmer step out of like that, I guess that more campy element. Like you don't really see Keke Palmer in like a horror light and being able to do something like in a realm that like horror exists. So that was like super impressive, especially like with the different accents that she's able to even do very like westernized, which it was like very impressive on her behalf. So definitely I'm gonna give mine to Keke Palmer.
Okay. And what about you, Kyle?
Oh god, this is tough.
I can see it in your
Oh,
face.
man.
The when I said your name, you're like, uh-oh.
Y'all realize like 3 of these are my absolute favorite, and it's so hard to choose. Oh man,
Gun to the head, go.
We're asking
Okay,
to pick a favorite child.
That was very shitty. You would have died. You would
I
have died.
know.
It's like one of those
All right,
things where like
okay.
we narrow it down to 2, and you're like, all right, let me flip a coin, but the coin just lands side. Like it doesn't even land; it just like lands straight up.
On
It
the
doesn't land
edge.
heads or tails.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go. I guess I have to be realistic. I want to give it to one, but because she killed it in 2 other in another film as well as this one, I got to go with Mia Goth. A phenomenal performance in Pearl and X. I wanted to give it to Lauren Lavera, but I feel like Mia Goth just has a little bit of an edge over her.
Yeah, I can see why you'd say that. I'm not gonna say anything right now until I get to my
Yeah.
voices.
Me?
Alright.
Oh no. I also I'm stuck between several because
Right.
This category.
Like I love Lauren Lavera's like character in Terrifier 2. Like I think that it was an amazing character and she did a great job with it. And like I really felt like that, like at some points damsel in distress, at some points like heroine, whatever. But also Kiki Palmer had such a like she was so funny and also like an amazing actress and like she like showed that she was scared super well, but also like a tough bitch. Like it was amazing. And then also Mia Goth was great. um like she like overacting but like great though. um I think I'm gonna go with Kiki Palmer because I love having like a little bit of like laughing in between like being terrified for people's lives.
Okay.
Okay.
Honestly, wouldn't we all though? I was like, haha, this is great, but I'm gonna fucking die.
Same, because I feel it though. Like if I'm in an anxious situation, I'll make a joke. So I'm like, I feel that.
All right. And what about you, Donnie? What is your pick?
All right. So, man, this category is.
Trust me, right now, that's why I keep passing it off because I'm like, I don't know who I want to pick yet.
I think when Vania started, I had a different choice. When Kyle went, I had a different choice. When Jude went, I had a different choice. Oh man, but I think I'm gonna give it to Kiki Palmer.
Wow.
Really?
Okay.
She,
Wow.
This is shocking.
it's huge. Like I loved her. I loved her performance in Nope, and it was super entertaining. And she did really good at showing all the emotions and making levity of the situation at times. But also, the really big thing for me was she was in the Scream season 3.
I haven't seen season 3 yet.
She was, and her character I very much did not like.
Yeah.
So when I heard that she was going to be in Nope, I was like, she's a good actress, but I mean, Scream season 3, it wasn't. I really didn't like her performance, and I left, and I was like, all right, I'm a Kiki fan again.
Okay.
So yeah, no, Kiki Palmer, Queen,
Okay.
Okay.
Akira slide.
Interesting. I've been holding off on trying to watch Scream
Hashtag
3
Akira
too,
slide.
so that's a very good input. I can't wait to compare the performances or to see
Yeah.
her growth from there.
Yeah, I loved season 1 and 2, but
I
and
love
I tried season 3, but I couldn't get into it. I stopped after I think an episode, but so I'm gonna have to like go back and retry it.
her.
I won't blame you if you don't.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty bad.
The kills are great.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
All right, so I guess it's down to me.
All right, Yussef, are you ready to bring in our?
I'm ready.
You
I'm
ready to
ready
bring
to
in
wrap.
our 4 other guests so that you can continue to push it off?
Bring in like surprise, just pull out sock puppets. All right, what's your pick?
Bring out your dogs.
For me, it was actually between two of these. I think I'm on the same boat as you, Kyle. I was between Mia Goth and then Lauren Lavera.
Yeah.
But I'm also gonna have to give it to Mia Goth, just because
exactly.
because I literally did like a quad just to like prepare for the award show. I watched as many of these again as I could. So like I watched Nope last week. I watched Terrifier I think on Sunday or Monday, and then I watched X and Pearl yesterday and today. And I mean, as much as I loved everybody on here, Mia Goth just kills it in Pearl.
Yeah.
Like I could not take my eyes off like her performance in Pearl.
Not the just that her stuff in X, and then she's starting to become like the new horror it girl. Like for all of 2022, it was basically Jenna Ortega, and now it's like Mia Goth's got this. She's got Maxine coming out hopefully this year. She's got Infinity Pool. I'm sure she's gonna get all kinds of other horror movies things. It's like it was really hard not to have Jenna Ortega in here too because. She's also like one of my favorites, and her performance in Scream made me go back and watch anything she's in. Which I first saw her in season 2 of You, and I was like, okay, that's how when I saw, that's when I saw her in Scream, I was like, okay, she'll be pretty good. Then I was blew away by her performance in Scream, so I watched all of her other movies, and she became like one of my favorite actors. But Lauren Rivera had such an amazing performance. I went in there thinking I went into Terrifier 2 thinking I was just gonna be like an Art the Clown, and I had never heard of this girl, and then she ended up being one of my favorite parts of the movie. But Mia Goth is just on a whole nother level right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I posted it on Twitter today. Like that monologue she does at the end of Pearl was just
Oh god, that monologue was incredible.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, and the whole face ending.
Oh my god, the smile at the end.
That was great. That was my second choice. I'll say it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was very shocked at the Keke Palmer thing. I actually expected this to go a whole different way.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. So our winner is Keke Palmer. Sorry, so yeah, 3 votes, 3 votes to 2. So
this is gonna be an interesting rest of the categories.
You thought you knew what to expect.
And the
winner is
inch out the first 2 categories.
All right, so moving on, we have our third category, which is going to be best opening. So these are kind of like the moments that as soon as the movie starts, it grabs you. You're like, okay, I'm in. Like, I can't wait to see what else this movie has in store for us.
Yeah.
So our category first entrant.
Can we praise Yussef for the hilarious for the hilarious titles that Yussef came up with?
So at number 1. We have Jeremy and the Magic Staircase from Halloween Ends.
Sounds like a musical or something.
It's like a children's book.
Yeah. Like the Magic School Bus, the Magic Staircase.
It's going to teach kids about fuck around and find out.
About the laws of gravity.
And the Magic Staircase put him to sleep. The end.
Did you wake up? No.
No.
That's for the next one.
And you might not either.
At number 2, we have Shitty Security System from Scream. At number 3, we have Laundry from Terrifier 2. World's Biggest Basement from Barbarian. And Stop Gordy from Nope.
Supporting.
Please stop.
So, I think I'm going to start it off this time just because I haven't started off yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it first. I'm going to go with Jeremy and the Magic Staircase. Like, it not only was it shocking, it made me laugh. It was completely inappropriate, but it made me laugh so hard. Because I think it was like the impact, it was just funny to me. And the way that he flopped when he hit the ground. I know it's terrible, but it was the funniest thing to me.
It was so fucking hilarious.
But it was also shocking because you're not expecting that to open the movie, because the whole time they kind of subvert your expectations with it could be Michael, because you just see a silhouette walking around. And you're like, oh god, it's Michael, and he's gonna be the opening kill. But no, it turns out it was manslaughter, and it was a kid getting hit by a door and falling down a whole giant ass staircase and flopping up like a ragdoll when he hit the ground.
That opening was insane. I remember being in theaters when that happened and just turning to Angela. I'm like, well, so that's how we're starting this off.
Halloween
got
ends.
the first kill.
And we're like, well, Halloween ended for that kid, that's for sure.
Like what? It's like once that happened and you saw that's how it was starting. That's when you knew you were in for a whole different film than what you went in thinking you were gonna get.
Right off the bat.
Like, well, marketing really didn't do this one correctly.
Hell, marketing did the shittiest job with Halloween Ends, because I was at Best Buy the other day and I was like, I was debating on whether or not to pick up the Steelbook, the 4K Blu-ray or exclusive Steelbook, And even on the back, it mentions nothing about
I know
Rowan
because
Campbell at all. All it does is
because-
mention like the final confrontation between Michael and Laurie, and that's
And
it.
still got it off the field.
yeah,
They
that's
don't
what they
mention
marketed it
anything
as.
else.
Remember? Yeah, and I remember like when the trailer dropped, I literally messaged Yussef. I was like, I have a theory, and I was like almost spot on.
You
I
were
was
like almost,
because
yeah.
the trailer was like so. You just had to like look at the trailer, and I was like, I think they're doing something different here.
Yeah, but like it was weird how like even in the freaking Steelbook, after the movie came out, and the majority of people know what happens. They're like, no, it's not about that. It's about the final confrontation of Michael and Laurie that doesn't happen for like the last 15 minutes.
The last 15 minutes of the movie.
And only after Michael stops being like a crippled old man, he's just like, well, I guess I gotta get that power back.
I
Yeah,
just had a horrible thought.
dude.
Oh God,
What if a steelbook had like those old like DVD cases where you like move them and like moves the image?
just like a little
What if
kid
it was just-
hitting the
what if it was
ground,
just-
Yes.
like a little kid just falling down over and over again.
Universal hire us for marketing for movies.
I think just because of that, they won't.
That would be the greatest marketing thing ever. It would be pulled from the stores immediately.
But then that's how you make it exclusive.
Exactly.
Because then everybody's like, I need this movie now. I need to get this just for this cover. Right. So who wants to take up next?
I will say that I agree. I'm going with Jeremy in the Magic School Staircase.
You almost said school bus.
I did. It was like, wait, trademarked. No, yes.
You're gonna
it
get
was
us
Staircase.
copyrighted.
It was the only opening that made me gasp because I didn't expect that to happen. Like it was just like a sudden thing, and it was like, oh, okay, that's how we're starting. All right, this is totally not what I was going to expect. Oh, to be fair, Gordy wasn't what the Nope was about either, but I'll go with Jeremy.
But as an opening, though, it's still like, wow.
Yeah,
It's still like a crazy, just way to open a movie.
yeah,
It was pretty crazy. Oh, I guess I'm next.
yeah.
All right.
By virtue of being in the same frame as me.
Damn. I wasn't ready.
Good.
All right. I'm going with shitty security system
Yes.
because
Good screen.
I can't. Besides my love of Scream,
Oh,
I can't
love
describe-
Ozzy.
I cannot describe the feeling I felt. Like I had goosebumps when they did that like slow pan away shot and Ghostface is on screen for the first time in 11 years.
It's a great moment.
Like it was just breathtaking, and how they broke the formula in that, spoiler alert, by not killing the person in the opening kill.
Yep. That's a great opening. And it's also, again, like, it's definitely a great callback to the original openings of, like, being very meta and everything of, like, I like elevated horror, like Babadook and all that kind of stuff.
Down to some of the mannerisms that were
Mhm.
exactly like Drew Barrymore.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Jenna was touching the knives the same way Casey
Yeah.
did. Yep.
And one more, and then the whole like Ghostface doing the call, like pretending to be someone else, but we all know it's Ghostface, and then when he finally turns sinister, it just felt
Yep.
so good.
Plus, hearing the voice.
Dude.
Roger L. Jackson.
God.
Mojo
Iconic.
Mojo Jojo.
Could you imagine if as a joke he would do that? Like in between takes, like just to mess with people instead of doing the Ghostface voice, he would just do the Mojo Jojo voice. I am Mojo Jojo. What is your favorite scary movie?
That's awesome. Well, like on the first movie, that none of the actors had met Roger L. Jackson and like didn't know what he looked like, and that was like done on purpose.
Yeah, so like
because the phone calls were like in person, so that they would be more scared of who they were
Oh.
talking to. Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Kyle.
I'm also Yudani took my pick. I'm also going with shitty security system. Obviously, huge Scream fan. I did drive 10 plus hours from my house in Alabama to see it here in Florida, with Vania, Yussef, and all of our friends, and yeah, the whole phone call, the way where you're like sitting there and you're like, okay, this is Ghostface, I'm pretty sure, and then when he does get into Ghostface, I'm like, oh, I loved it. It was just such a great transition, and then how brutal the attack was, and when he throws her on the ground and like stomps on her leg, and like I guess I, I believe he broke her leg. I was like, whoa, this is a brutal ass Ghostface that we're
Yeah.
getting. And like, yeah, like John said, it was the first time we'd seen Ghostface in 11 years. It was worth the wait. But yeah, definitely that's my pick for that. And let that be a lesson that you should stick to. You should stick to old security systems, that people can't hack on to their phone. I also loved how he said his name was Charlie when that was the killer in 4.
That's funny. And Vania, your pick for best opening?
Yeah, right now we have a tie.
Jeremy
Yeah,
and
we
the
do.
Magic Staircase.
Oh, Scream loses
It's
again to Halloween.
because, first of all, freaking Simfest? Simfest, yeah. Simfest. And also, fuck children. Literally.
Fair. Same.
Anyway. But still, it was very,
little
like,
James Westhorn over
everybody,
there.
like, everybody said it's just, like, it was, like, surprising to see that movie, like, start off the way it did, and I'm just wondering how everything will tie into it. Like, especially when you first see it, you're just like, "Okay, how does this all tie into Michael? Like, what is this person? What is this babysitter? Like, is he, like, um related, or was it an accident, or was it really Michael and he would just happen to be there at the wrong place, wrong time?" So I just had you like thinking all the possibilities that could have led to what that incident have happened. And then after that, the reputation that it developed afterwards was just like, I feel like it was really well translated onto the movie. Unfortunately, even though the movie is like essentially what you guys said, it's like the ultimate confrontation between Michael and Lori. But like the story in between is just like seeing how, there's like final ties and everything. So yeah.
All right. So it looks like our winner for best opening is Jeremy and the Magic Staircase.
Final confrontation between Jeremy and the staircase.
Children.
Jeremy ends.
Ghostface is ashamed.
Listen, it's okay. We still have plenty of other categories that you're in. And besides, we have a whole another Scream to look forward to this year.
We do in New York.
In New York.
Woo!
Oh, we forgot to ask Cece to check the subway maps for us.
I know.
Oh no.
But so we did best opening. Might as well skip everything and go right down to best ending.
I thought that was the next category.
It is. I'm just
It
messing
is.
with
It literally is.
We're just
ruined the
gonna
joke.
fast forward through the middle. It's like, that's boring. I want to see what the ending is.
Oh my god.
So, best ending. We have at number 1, The Warrior is Born from Terrifier 2. We have I'm a Fucking Star from Pearl. TikTok Madness from Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I didn't have a name for this at the time, but now I do. It's What in the Silent Hill from Smile. And I do not accept I accept the life I think I deserve. Is that what it is from X?
I do not accept
That's what it
I do
is.
not accept a life I do not deserve.
There it is.
Or something like that.
From X.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So who would like to start this one off?
I think I'll be the little first thing.
Okay.
Everybody has to at least go first once. That's the rule. But anyway, me, it's definitely what in the Silent Hill smile. It was definitely it didn't take a turn. Was this also done by Blumhouse? I'm just curious.
It
I
is,
forgot.
I think, right?
Okay, so
No. It was Paramount. It was a different studio.
Paramount.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Well,
definitely not
either
Blumhouse,
way.
but I didn't think, oh, hey, new Horror Nights house. So
So
yeah.
anyway, like literally, like for Smile, they kind of pulled a Blumhouse, I guess, if that makes sense, because the whole movie you think is going one direction and then it just goes to another direction, and it was just fucking weird. But I was like, you know what? I kind of enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed like a little bit like of a different take on the ending. So yeah, Smile for me, dog.
Oh yes, Smile was
Thank
like
you, Randy Jackson.
Smile was like one of the big surprise hits of the year, where people went in thinking that it was just gonna be some like cliche, you know, horror movie, and then it ended up being like in a lot of people's top tens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that's how I felt when I first saw the trailer. I was like, "Oh, this just looks like this just looks like a rip off of It Follows
Truth or Dare
yeah,
or Truth or Dare." Yeah,
yeah. It basically was It Follows. I'm not gonna lie.
it was,
it,
but
it was good.
I liked how it dealt with mental health.
Yeah,
Like it tackled the stigma of mental health and like what it's like.
yeah.
In a pretty interesting way.
I think I told Angela I want the Smile Demon and the It Follows Demon to fight each other, and I was trying to figure out a way I could make that happen. And it was like really awkward on how I was gonna have to make that happen. When you think about how
Have somebody have somebody that's seeing the smiling demon have sex with somebody that's being
Yes.
followed by the It Follows demon.
They have
They have to have the same person marked.
or whoever is marked with the Smile Demon has to have sex with the Smile Demon, or no, whoever is marked with the It Follows Demon has to have sex with the Smile Demon in order for the It Follows Demon to follow the Smile Demon.
What would that movie
Ooh,
even be
brain
called?
hurts.
Stop
What?
following.
Yeah, stop following.
Stop smiling.
Stop following.
Why are
me,
you
or
smiling at me?
While he's smiling at me, or
I don't know. I
don't
can't
know
think of
you, that's
anything.
It's
my
like it's like
first-
almost like the little thing. It's like, don't hug me. I'm scared. Stop smiling at me. I'm sexually deprived.
Don't smile at me. I'm being followed.
Stop smiling at me. I'm sexually deprived.
What is smiling?
Man.
The fetish.
That was a good one.
That's funny.
That's a real knee slapper.
You didn't stop your knees. You stopped your knees.
Who wants to go next?
I guess I will. I'm having a hard time choosing here. I guess I'm gonna go with "I'm a Fucking Star" Pearl.
Okay.
To how iconic that ending was. But like literally everybody was talking about it as soon as that movie came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like insane. That whole scene was just
Yeah.
acting at its finest.
But I will say a good runner-up for me though would be Bodies, because that was very shocking. Like, you know how cool it is to be watching that movie and you're trying to figure out what's going on, then you find out that fucking Pete Davidson accidentally killed himself by trying to make a TikTok.
It seems like it's real life, to be honest.
All right.
That was like one of the craziest endings. So when I saw it, I was
really
like,
was.
I saw that,
It
I was like,
really was.
what's that? That's what starts this whole movie.
When we saw the movie as a screening, they gave us cocktails.
Mhm.
So we were, and they were heavy on the alcohol.
Generous.
It was an experience watching that movie.
they were like, you have to watch this while intoxicated. It's more fun that way.
It was. It was just like,
It was.
this rave scene is amazing. Um,
I guess
Who's
I'll
up
go
next?
I guess you should know.
While I really did like the ending for I was about to say TikTok the movie. Bodies, bodies, bodies. I'm gonna have to go with What in the Silent Hill, because I remember being seeing that movie, and when it got to the part where she gets to the apartment, and you know, it looks like it's wrapping up to be a happy ending. I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, this movie really just, it was such a great movie, and they fumbled the ending this hard. And then she opens the door and she's at the cabin. I was like, no fucking way. Like, they got me good. And then with the whole actually seeing the demon, that was nuts. And the design for the creature was like terrifying. I do not want to see that thing.
Yeah. I disagree. I think mine is it. I'm a fucking star.
Yeah.
A star. Because that speech was immaculate. I loved everything about it. I liked the emotion, the amount of tears. I liked everything about it. And I love the era, like the timepiece kind of situation with it as well. So it was cool.
That was my second.
I also like the very ending where she just smiles at the camera for way too long
And starts crying
and starts crying slowly.
while still smiling.
While still smiling.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Wow, and like the weird when she like pulls her
And
face
the whole-
back to smile, it's like she has to keep smiling. It's just so
yeah, just
weird.
like look at me.
And the whole
Notice me,
fact that her
senpai.
Yeah, and the whole fact that her husband had just got home, and he comes home to all that, and then you've seen X, so you know they're still together, so he still stayed with her.
Oh, he's just crazy.
He's just
Harold.
Yeah, good old Harold.
thought it was Howard, right?
Howard.
was it
yeah, Howard.
Yeah, Howard.
I was
yeah.
close.
It was close. Harold, Howard, same difference.
It's the same thing. Okay,
Same number, same name.
they both start with H. Okay,
And they both end with a D.
They both have an Ard.
Ard.
So, okay.
They both have an Ard.
All right, round this out, Yussef.
on, Yussef.
So I am gonna go with I'm a fucking star from Pearl.
There you go. All right.
Very, very close second was Warriors Born from Terrifier 2, because
Oh, yeah,
Sienna's like
Mhm.
rising from the grave was immaculate.
Wonderful. That movie is so much better when you watch it with the director's commentary, because you learn so much about that movie
Yeah.
that you didn't even pick up on.
Yeah, the director's commentary for it was incredible.
Oh, we definitely got to do that.
You have to.
Yeah, but yeah, with Pearl again, that monologue, the smile at the end, and even like the little like the slow motion excuse me, the slow motion like preparation of like the dinner. When she's like
Mhm.
placing the mom and the dad and like the rotting pig
Yeah.
and like
Mhm.
chopping the girl up and feeding her to the gator and everything. I was just like, what the hell? I don't know why too, like the use of like the double camera effect was like really weird. Almost like the kaleidoscope camera effect. Dang it. Sorry,
Yeah.
my throat is dry. I don't have any water. Anyway,
All right.
so that is our winner is I'm a fucking star from Pearl.
Who's accepting
Yeah.
your award on behalf of Mia Goff?
Shut up.
He's also not here. Who's accepting it on his
Dan.
behalf?
I'll just bring my dog out. I'm accepting this dog
Yeah.
on behalf of me.
Yep. You know, I would think our recipients would be a little more appreciative and actually show up to the show, but no.
That buffs off being an actual cannibal.
Yeah.
It's the horror movie.
It's like, actually, guys, I have a very nice surprise for you.
We just hear off screen just
All of a sudden, yeah.
One to your phone.
Nothing. I just pull out the rotting pig from Pearl. He's here. We brought him in.
How long have you had that there?
Whenever the movie stopped filming, I just went and picked it up.
I thought I saw some flies going around.
All right, so our next category is our most what the fuck moment. So not necessarily an opening, not necessarily an ending, but it's like a certain moment, whether it is an opening or an ending, that just made you go what the fuck and made you just reevaluate your life choices for a little bit.
Okay. I can start us off with this.
I feel like I already know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, you already know it. Oh yeah, I couldn't decide between two two moments. I want to go with one of them, but the one I'm gonna go with is the one that's gonna be more obvious. So I'm gonna go with Birth and Death and Men. Me and Yussef sat in theaters and watched this together, and we've never turned to each other and said "what the fuck" throughout a movie more than anything in this movie. But I think it was at this moment that we saw. I think it was like four couples walk out of the movie, just walk out of the movie, and we were literally just like the whole time we're like, "What the fuck are we watching?" And I still haven't decided if I actually like the movie, because it's just so crazy
out there.
and
It's
out
really
there,
out there.
that you I just don't know whether or not it's actually something I really enjoy, or if it's just a movie I like watching. Like I recently showed it to Cece and Angela because I had to they had to see the what the fuck thing. And even they were like, what? But yeah, it's if you haven't seen Men, highly recommend watching it at least once.
Yeah, it's an experience.
It's an experience, and what the fuck pretty much sums it up.
But actually, I didn't even mention the entries. Give me a second. Let me go back to them. Okay, so we had Birth and Death for Men.
Yeah.
I got excited.
I did, didn't I? Shit.
Not Dead Yet from Terrifier 2. Are You an Angel from Nope. First Taste from Fresh. And Oh Shit, It's Billy from Scream.
Which was named after my exact reaction in the theater when he came out on the
This is
screen.
literally your
"Oh,
reaction, because
shit,
I was
it's
sitting right next to you,
Billy."
like, oh shit, it's Billy.
Because you don't expect it. You didn't know he was gonna be in the fucking movie.
Which one's Not Dead Yet?
The after
She
credits,
comes back to life.
the after credit scene in Terrifier 2.
Oh, got it.
Oh yeah. Huh.
This is a tough one.
So by gross factor, what the fuck? Definitely Not Dead Yet. Just everything about it. But for nostalgia, I like this. It's Ocean Billy. So I'm just like, oh man, they brought it
Which
back.
one's your choice?
I think I'm gonna go with Scream this time. It just made me happy inside.
Skeet Ulrich does make me happy.
Yeah, I like seeing him as Mafia Cobra Daddy, and I like seeing him as the killer.
Say it louder for the bitches in the back.
FP.
What about you?
I tried, guys. I tried picking something else. I'm gonna go with Oh Shit, It's Billy.
Yeah.
Because that was also my reaction.
Oh shit, it's
Hey.
Billy.
It's just so unexpected.
Suddenly, Billy.
It's just
I
so
love how the actual jump scare of the movie didn't really come from Ghostface, but it still came from Ghostface.
Shit, it's Billy. It's just so unexpected because he wasn't even like. No one knew he was supposed to be in the movie, unless you really follow it. Then you would know that he Skeet Ulrich got tagged in an Instagram post for the making of the movie, and people were like, "Why the fuck did they tag Skeet Ulrich?"
As a throwback, no.
All right, Vania, what's your pick?
It's the daddy for me, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody is literally thirst trapping me through this freaking mirror, bro. Like, you don't understand the heat that went through my body. It was
No.
like, damn, I don't even need porn for this shit. You just show me the scene, and I'm like, I'm in. I don't know what the fuck I'm in, but I'm in really deep. It kind of hurts,
You wish he was.
but I kind of like it.
Amazing.
It's a stabbing in a whole new way, I tell you. Anyway, but yes.
It is a stabbing
Oh
in the
shit, it's
heart.
Billy.
Okay, so that is gonna be our winner because it's already got 3 votes. But my vote was gonna go with Kyle, so I was gonna go with Birth and Death
Yeah,
from Men.
yeah, that's
Like the moment that we were writing up the categories, when I was looking up what the fuck moments, I didn't even have to look it up. I just like
no,
it just
you
popped in my
already knew it.
brain.
Yeah,
and immediately I just got like, it was like PTSD. I was like, oh god, that.
It's a moment that will never leave you.
Like if
We
yeah, if-
sat in an AMC at Disney Springs and watched that.
we watched that and also watched 4 couples walk out. But like if you guys haven't had the chance to, I definitely recommend watching it at least once.
Yeah.
Because it was fun. It was an interesting movie. It'll definitely have you just going like, what the fuck?
It's
for
a
like,
very
for like 75% of that movie is just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
yeah. It's a very artsy movie as well.
Yeah.
They do a lot of symbolism.
Especially when I told Kyle and he hadn't noticed that all the men in the movie except for one guy are all played by the same actor.
Yeah.
Even a child is like CGI'd out.
actor.
They even CGI'd his face into a kid. It was weird.
That was weird seeing that.
But based on votes, our winner for most what the fuck moment is oh shit, it's Billy from Scream.
Yeah, ski.
Eat.
That is what Vania was saying in that theater the entire time. She was just going ski.
If I remember, didn't Vanya go to didn't Vanya go to like the wrong seats?
I did.
She
Because
ended up sitting like way
all up
down.
top. Yeah, she was like way down. We were like, Vanya, we're way up here.
That's fine. You guys didn't have to witness the orgasms that I was having.
Oh
in
my
the bottom
God.
Of the seats. That's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
The person sitting next to
Vanya
him was,
wasn't oh shit, it's Billy. It was oh shit, my ovaries.
the lady next to you was like, I'll have what she's watching. All right, but moving on, we have another fun little best of category here. This is best kill. So we have
Ooh.
another 5 entries for this one. Terrifier 2 kind of cheated because it's got so many great kills. We had 2 to put in there. But we have number 1, Allie, which is Sienna's best friend. Barbara, which is Sienna's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Then we have Dewey in Scream. The DJ in Halloween Ends. And the chainsaw through the bed couple from Studio 666.
Really awesome kill if you haven't seen that movie.
Oh, that movie was so much fun.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm going to start us off with this one. Right off the bat, I'm going to go with Allie from Terrifier 2. The fact, because it was just like, it was almost like Family Guy levels of comedy. You know how like a Family Guy has those certain jokes that you're like, okay, guys, you can stop the joke. It's over. Like the whole Peter hitting his knee and just going,
Yeah.
for like 2 minutes solid. Like that's what that kill was for me. Where it was like,
Yeah.
okay, so we're going to cut her face. No, we're going to scalp her. Okay, we're also going to break her arm. We're also going to skin her. We're also going to throw salt and vinegar on her. And she's still alive after all this.
The resilience on her.
And then she was a robot.
That girl was insane. But yeah, it was like, it's one of those things where like, how much more are you going to keep doing to this poor person?
Blame COVID.
Yeah, I was gonna say this category, this nominee has an unfair advantage of having, I think, like a whole year of preparation for it.
That's true.
It's like they thought of it one way, we're like, let's keep adding and adding and adding.
Yep.
So this is also my pick, by the way. So it's your turn.
I'll last. I'll go last.
Is it Dewey? Is it Dewey? You can say it's Dewey.
It's Dewey. That was fucking heart wrenching to
Listen.
watch that.
As horror fans, like that was like our version of Han Solo's death from Force Awakens.
Mhm.
Basically.
That's literally what it was.
Almost in the same way. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
literally like how they faked this out in the trailer with the whole it's an honor, and you're like, oh man, this is gonna be such a cool scene where it gets said because you think it's gonna be said to Sid. No, it gets said to Dewey when he's fucking dying
Yep.
Like,
after getting
shit.
fucking slit from both sides.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Which I think is the only time in the series where Ghostface has used 2 knives at once.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
So yeah, creativity and emotion.
Emotion.
So Dewey, never forget.
R.I.P. Dewey.
Pour one out for the homie.
He did. He survived 4 movies. I'm also going with Dewey.
Okay.
This was just absolutely brutal, and I'm not gonna say it wasn't expected. We all saw it coming. You know, if you saw the trailer, just the way they cut the trailer, you was like, okay, yeah, Dewey's probably gonna die in this. But as soon as he like closed that elevator to check on Ghostface one more time, you're like, oh shit, yep, here it comes. Just the way that they did it, where they just had him, and the way that they had it be a missed call from Gale is what
Oh yeah.
took him off guard. And then they just stab him in the back, and then fucking disembowel him, and then drop him. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, like
That was
from the emotional standpoint, it hits.
yeah, because literally everybody in our group, it's like CC and them was already like starting to tear up because we all knew what was coming, and like you said, it was literally just like the Han Solo death. It's like once you saw Kylo Ren walking toward Han Solo, you're like, oh no, I don't like this.
Looks like Harrison Ford is finally gonna get his wish. All right, Vania, what about you?
Huey
Oh wow,
has it. Yeah. It was really sad. I was just like, the thing is, like, the only thing that I will say, it was, but I'm not gonna say it's like best kill. I guess it's the best way to kind of go out to kind of like sign out on a series, I guess, if that makes sense. Because but I feel like Dewey should have gotten. I feel like Dewey had a little bit more fight in him, but but then again, it was like the missed call and whatnot. But I feel like it should have been
yeah,
called a little bit better because I think Dewey is just a little bit more capable of surviving more than that. But like I said, it was just an off guard thing, and after that, it's just like, all right, well, nice little tight little bow. Everybody cry, and but it was a nice cry, but you know. It was very emotional. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it in the worst way possible. Yeah.
Well, it's also interesting when you go back and look at that kill because Richie was in the elevator and he goes down with him, and so like, he knows that's Amber.
Yeah.
And it's like so that really shows that he didn't really care for her. If he was just gonna
Yeah.
go down and not even try and check and make sure she was
Yeah.
going to kill Dewey.
Period.
Or he had that much trust in her. When he was like, she's got
Yeah.
this.
Also, we're supposed to believe that was Amber.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a theory. Just when you put the Ghostface costume on, you were all the same size. You were all 6 feet.
I mean, basically the movies.
It's one of those like magical talismans where you just put it on and then transform to like an actual killer.
It's like the blue Turbo Power Ranger that was like a kid, but like we would morph and he would actually turn into like
Yeah.
adult size.
Exactly.
That's what it's like.
exactly what Ghostface is.
He puts as soon as the mask goes on, he just grows.
Well,
By daylight mods.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of like how Michael is in Halloween Ends when he finally kills again,
Oh, yeah.
and he starts getting
just like,
power again. He
Mhm.
starts powering up. That was I remember the theaters. Angela was like, "Is he having a heart attack?" when he first stabbed when he first stabbed that one dude. And
I'm
he's
no
like,
longer a
getting-
68-year-old man. I am
Yeah.
now.
It was like my asthma. It's gone.
But yeah,
I know it was, with like Michael, they were just like, oh, like what was it? It was like, oh, I'm powered up, but I'm very old. I'm very tired of this shit, y'all.
yeah, he's like, he's like, oh man, I'm powered up. I can kill these people. But this little, this guy who gets beat up by a bunch of band nerds can beat the shit out of me in the sewers.
Fucking band nerds.
Remember, they literally had our boy get beat up by band nerds. Like, what the hell?
See, my theory is the moment he was like the reason he was able to overtake Michael is because he already had the evil inside of him, so that already gave him the strength.
That makes sense.
But if you like out of
But
context,
man,
you're like,
he just fucking tosses him around though.
so it's like he just does like a suplex on him.
Yeah.
I remember watching that for the first time, being like, "What the fuck? What What the fuck is? How is he doing? Why is he? Stop it!
Stop it right now.
Stop hurting that elderly man.
Yeah, that's elder.
That's elder abuse, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Call DCF.
But since Scream won this one, I will say though a good
Mhm.
runner-up in my opinion is the DJ kill. That was so fucking brutal. The way he
The
just like
tongue
bashed his
out.
head across that, and he cut his tongue out, and then the record skipped the tongue. That was so awesome.
That was pretty good. I like that.
That was pretty brutal.
That was nice.
Yeah. So best kill award goes to Scream for the death of Dewey.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's that? 2 awards in a row now for
Look
Scream?
at you.
Hell yeah!
I think so. Yeah.
Ghostface slaying these awards.
Hell yeah.
All right. So best villain is our next category. Oh, this is gonna be fun. So
Say it.
number
I hope
one,
this
we
is the
have
clean sweep.
Art for Terrifier 2, Ghostface for Scream, Michael Myers for Halloween Ends, The Grabber for The Black Phone, and Pearl for X.
You want to go because you already know who it is. You already know who
No,
it
I'm
is.
still thinking.
You still thinking
I'm
about it?
still thinking.
Are you sure?
I'm trying not to be biased. Someone else
It's
go.
Ghostface.
All right. All right. I guess I'll go. I'm gonna go with something different here. I'm gonna go with Art.
Okay.
Art has come out of nowhere and become like one of the biggest horror icons in a long time. And in Terrifier 2, he was. I was wondering like how they were gonna top him in Terrifier 1, but yeah. I'm hoping I hope they just continue making Terrifier movies just so we can continue seeing Art, or even like a comic series. That'd be cool to read.
Oh yeah, a comic
Yeah.
book like series would be nice. I would read the whole thing like immediately.
I don't know everything about Art, but yeah, Art is a insanely good villain. But he's also like so good of a villain that it's also hard to because he becomes like people's favorite thing. So it's
Mhm.
like, is he really a villain now?
Well, technically, to the people in the movie, he is a villain.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, at least to Allie.
We're definitely to Allie, and then to the guy working in the Halloween store, he's definitely a villain.
Oh yeah,
Where he's
that
like,
poor
"Sir,
dude.
if you're gonna put that in your mouth, you need to buy that."
Yeah, what an asshole! Like, or is
He's like, he was that one customer.
He's the one that you want to like leave immediately. Where you're just taking out his pennies from his bag.
yeah.
He's that one
No,
customer.
I love that scene. I love that he actually had money like in his bag and was trying to pay for it.
Pulling out like weapon after weapon.
It's like weapon is like, oh, a quarter. We're getting there. Next one.
Did Yudani get so upset that I chose Art over Ghostface?
Just walked
that
out.
Yudani left.
I don't
It's
know.
like, I'm done. I'm out.
I wish Chris to return.
While we are waiting for his return, I think I'm gonna go next just to switch up the dynamic, I guess.
Okay.
I chose one thing, and then the more I thought about it, I mean, I'm gonna go into that afterwards. But I was like, I steered towards another unlikely to win. Nice.
I think we know what Yudani's pick is.
Okay. For me, I think I'm going to go with the grabber. For me,
Okay.
because if we're talking about villain wise, this is like someone that is just one solid thing that I guess exists in the real world that is every kid's biggest fear, something that we've been taught from to like, being able to be taught that it's like, oh, like stranger danger, but at the same time like a kid's worst fear, like never seeing their kid like their parents again, but also like witnessing someone so bad that like he's capable of doing all those things. So he definitely creeped me out. He had me on edge every time I have watched this movie, which has become like almost really up there with one of my favorite movies of all time. But my original pick was going to be Ghostface. But the problem is that Ghostface can be anybody, is depending who the killer is and the type of person that they are. So Ghostface is anyone, you know? So, like, yeah, so that's why I just kind of switched over to the grabber or rather than
Okay.
to Ghostface.
So we've
I
got
like that. I like that.
Kyle picked Art, Vanya picks the grabber. I think I know what both of you guys' pick is gonna be.
Yeah,
I don't know, he's a contradiction right here.
It's clearly going to be Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Clearly.
But
On your nips.
which Michael Myers are we talking about though? Because we can't say Michael Myers for Halloween Ends as the best villain.
Here's the problem with me and Michael Myers, right? It's the one from Halloween Ends. It has to be because it's from 2022. It's an old man.
He's elderly.
He's an older man and does
He's
almost
tired.
nothing.
He
Until the
kills,
end.
he kills like one homeless dude at the beginning, and I think that's it.
And then what's his face?
And the doctor, right? And doesn't he kill the doctor
Yeah,
too?
yeah,
And the doctor. And his replacement, but didn't actually end up being a replacement.
yeah.
So no to Michael, because that's an elderly man. No to Pearl for similar reasons. Even though she was always crazy, she's specifically a crazy old woman in this one. So I just think it's just dementia. To be fair. The grabber for me is just a person. I don't want to consider like an actual like possible real life thing as like a possible
Yeah.
villain. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is my favorite villain. Like, this is John Wayne Gacy's my favorite, person. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I have the same problem with Ghostface, with it being like I like half of this time's Ghostface. So
Yeah, made her kills were good though.
Half. Wow.
yeah.
Which one did you like? Which one did you not like?
I forget her name, but
Amber.
Oh, Amber. Oh, you like Amber? Okay, yeah. Yeah, Richie was my favorite.
Yeah,
Richie
she
was
grinds my
fucking
gears. Like I just
But Amber was annoying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Her kills were awesome.
Yeah.
So by elimination, I think obviously.
Art.
Okay.
And I myself am in the same camp, Art, by a long shot.
Okay.
Because not only, like, in the sense of the movie, he's a great villain. In the sense of a character, I think he's great. Because, like, he's both menacing, but he's also really, really funny with, like, the physical comedy that David Howard Thornton brought into the character. With the... with, like, the sunglasses scene and the bicycle horn scene. It's just like, please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, and honestly, like Art really came out and showed, like, you don't have to be Michael Myers, you don't have to be Ghostface, you don't have to be Jason. Someone brand new can come out and like revolutionize the game.
Yeah, and that's exactly,
Yeah,
and I feel like that's exactly what they
exactly.
did with Art. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I said. I said, I've been saying for ever since I saw Terrifier that eventually we're going to get to a spot in horror where Michael and Jason and Freddy and Leatherface are no longer going to be the things that people look for. So we're going to need new horror icons.
Yeah.
And Art is definitely one of them that I think
Mm-hmm.
people should look into.
Yeah.
Art, and I'd say Art and probably Victor Crowley for me from Hatchet.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say like we've had like the same icons for the past like what 20, 30 years. No, more.
Yeah.
Way more. Yeah, so I think it's about time that some new ones entered the scene. We can't just keep rehashing the same ones.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Obviously, Michaal, Jason, and Freddy, and all those they're gonna be like their own Mount Rushmore. Like those are already iconic at this point. Like you don't even have to have seen the movies to know who they are at that point. But it comes to but with this like new generation, Art is definitely I think like one of the forerunners, if not like the forerunner for like this new generation of like slasher icons.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah.
I would argue another one that is a
Malignant?
slasher icon, Gabriel from Malignant.
Oh yeah, Gabriel.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So the
man,
true iconic icon is Megan.
Megan. Yes, queen.
All right, so we have Art winning that round. And moving on to our next category, we have one of the ones that's not so good. We have most disappointing kill.
Ooh.
So these are the kills that were like, they could have been better. Or like they were, or like when you compare to the other kills in the film, they're like, this is the weakest one.
Yeah.
So our entries there are Vince in Scream, Corey in Halloween Ends, Sally in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Howard in X, and Kurt in Barbarian. Now, we don't mean disappointing by, like I didn't want them to die and like I was disappointed that they died. It was like disappointing as to like how they died, or like in terms of the story, like did it make sense within the story and that kind of stuff. So who would like to start us off?
I'll start us.
Why? Sorry, continue.
I'm gonna say Vince, because mainly because the way that his kill was in the movie, which was a very quick, just a little bit of stalking. I did love the touch with playing Red Right Hand in the car, and the record scratch when he gets stabbed. But from what was teased in the trailers, that kill was supposed to be originally a lot longer, with Vince getting stabbed, crawling away, Ghostface walking after him, the headlights shining on Ghostface as he raises his knife up to do the final stab. Like, it was supposed to be a lot more cinematic, and they cut that down. So for that, most disappointing kill. Could have been so much more.
Not to mention that they revealed earlier that he was Stu Macher's nephew. And that's how they do him.
Yeah, you can't just do him in a blink and forget it moment.
Yeah.
That's fucking Stu's nephew.
And even then, if you didn't pay attention, you would not have like picked up that was Stu's nephew.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah, it was like
a throwaway line almost.
It was almost like Hal Garner. Like, was just what was the point in him being in the movie?
Yeah, but at least he redeemed himself with a smile.
Oh, he did, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Same. We all know the best Kyle Garner movie, Jennifer's Body.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's our boy Colin Gray.
Hell yeah.
I'm also gonna say Vince and Scream for the same reasons. Like it was considerably cut down. We didn't really see a whole lot of it. The actual kill itself kind of happened off screen because all you see is like that initial stabbing and that's it.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're like, I want more.
It was so odd that I think when in the theaters we were discussing whether or not that was a dream sequence or not, and whether or not he actually did die, until they reiterated later on the movie that he was dead. I was like, well, what the fuck?
Fun fact about Vince's death, actually, where it was filmed was across the street from the bar from Halloween Kills.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's great. So do you imagine like the people like the Haddonfield bar, like, yeah, we're having, we're celebrating. Evil dies tonight in the background. And meanwhile, across the street, evil is killing.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly that happened. Just the Halloween Kills bar scene is happening, and they're all going through their stories and doing the whole evil dies tonight thing. Vince is getting stabbed across the streets.
Nobody's paying attention.
Fuck.
Haddonfield is cursed. I think agreed that it should be Vince for all the reasons above. Runner up though, I don't like Barbarian, but I did like the first 15 minutes with Kurt in it. So I'm very disappointed he stopped being in it.
Okay. That's a reason to be disappointed, sure.
Yeah, but no, Vince is number one. In most disappointing.
See, I'm gonna go with something different here. I think Howard was the most disappointing because he literally just dies of a fucking heart attack.
The reason that Howard wasn't disappointing to me was because it was so funny, because the reason that scared him is because Jenna Ortega just went bleh.
Yeah.
She just went bleh. And that scared him so much that he died.
Heart attack.
He's a spooky little girl. I don't know.
For me, my runner-up and outside of Vince, it was going to be Sally from TCM.
Oh yeah.
because it
Oh,
was just like
God.
the poor man's Halloween 2018 of like, it's like, oh, I've been waiting 50 years for this, and you're like,
Yeah,
shut
she
up.
basically did. Yeah.
Immediately
But
gone.
I do find it hilarious that they do this whole thing where like she confronts Leatherface and he's just like, I don't even know you.
It was literally like that thing from Thanos, like, you took everything from me, and he's like,
Yeah.
I don't even
I
know
don't
who you
even know
I
are.
don't even know who you are.
But that was a brutal ass kill though.
It was a brutal
Wait,
kill,
she
but
died,
like
though?
in terms
The
of
fact
like
that
story
he
wise, it was
shoved
just
yeah.
disappointing.
He shoved a chainsaw threw her up, and then threw her into the trash.
Just like the franchise after that
Just
one.
like the
What are you talking about? They're doing a sequel to that movie.
Oh God, no!
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
watching. I watch it because it's TCM, but
You will watch it.
I will watch it because it's TCM, but I don't know if
Hey.
I'll enjoy it because I hated this
the
movie.
ending of that movie was awesome.
I will give credit to
That
the
was
ending,
a
but
shock surprise. Coming out
I-
of nowhere when you think he's dead.
the
he
fucking
decapitates
self-driving
that
Tesla
girl.
that anybody could have
Yeah.
stopped at any moment.
I will give that movie one thing. It was one of my nominees for best kill before the categories got taken down,
Oh, like
because that bus scene
the
was
bus
just
scene.
That bus
take one
scene.
step, bro, and you're canceled.
Yeah. The funniest shit was reading the comments on the phone because people in the comments on the phone on the live stream was saying, "Wow, these these graphics are terrible," or these are some of the worst CGI I've ever seen.
Jeez.
Mm.
You already chose your pick, right, Vania? Or no? No?
Solid for me, Doug.
Sally? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, because that movie was just overall terrible, and also like the whole fact is like you said, I've been waiting 15 years for this.
And there's
Go
like, yeah, but there was
on, like
little to no build up for it, and then
I was
immediately
like,
she gets
okay,
killed.
okay, like great value, Laurie Strode. The fuck, like
She basically was.
Dollar General.
Into the trash.
Yeah.
CVS brand, bro.
She
Get out of
was
here.
like a
That
bad
scene took longer
cosplay.
to get to than the CVS receipt.
Yeah.
CVS receipts are very long, though. To be fair,
Yeah.
That's very true.
it's a scar.
I will say the kill that made me the most mad though was Corey. The fact that they built him up throughout that whole movie only to have Michael to walk over and just snap his neck. I was like,
I know.
I was so pissed.
It
was
really
like-
did feel like they were going somewhere with that, and they were just like,
It
yeah,
really
fuck it.
did. There's like, you know what? Oh wait, shit! I forgot. Marketing said this was the final showdown between Lori and Michael. We need to do that.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Damn, I was having a whole simp fest over Corey, and then they had to kill him off like that. I was like, damn, I was really looking forward to having a new favorite Michael Myers favorite, but I guess
So
fuck me, right?
What I'll do now is I'll just watch Halloween Ends, and then I'll just stop right there.
Yeah.
Right.
It was set up so perfectly too because
Yeah.
it was like they could have continued on with Corey as the new Michael, and since he was already him and Allison was already in love, they could do this whole new dynamic of her being the new Lori, but instead of being instead of just being strangers, it's literally like two former lovers going against each other.
Yeah. Or like trying to save the person I love, like trying to turn them back.
Yeah.
Like that would have been a fun dynamic.
It really does feel like they were going that, and then some point during production, one of the heads was just like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that."
We gotta,
Yeah.
this it's Halloween ends.
Well,
it's not
if
Halloween
you-
begins a new franchise.
Yeah. Well, it apparently that movie is also basically a almost a spot on sort of like it has a lot of homage to Christine, like even to what
Mhm.
Corey wears. He looks like the main character from Christine, and it has a lot of elements from Christine.
Well, even his
And
name.
David Gordon Green even said that he based like Halloween Ends story sort of on Christine. I'm like, okay, that's kind of odd.
He does look like a car, though.
Because it didn't. Yeah,
Sorry.
it was the same last name, right? Because it was Corey Cunningham, and then Christine
Yeah.
was Arnie Cunningham.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, and it had like a similar story
Yeah.
as well.
Like somebody, you know, being corrupted by evil. Sure, they become like confident, but at the end of the day, they're evil.
Yeah.
But so it looks like Vince is our winner for most disappointing kill.
He is the biggest loser.
You are the weakest link.
Goodbye.
Vince has been voted off the island.
Mhm.
But we didn't see it happen.
That's right.
We just cut to the island and he's just gone. You're like, what happened? Oh, Vince got voted off.
You just heard a red right hand and he was gone.
But moving on to our next category for best director.
Oof.
This one's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so our 5 entries on there are Damien Leone from Terrifier 2, Scott Derrickson for The Black Phone, Ty West for X and Pearl. I know they're 2 separate movies, but they're kind of the same movie. Kind of hard to describe it.
It's a prequel sequel.
Matt
situation.
Bettinelli, Open, and Tyler Gillette for Scream, and Jordan Peele for Nope.
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know. What's your answer? Does it maybe perhaps be a Jordan Peele?
No.
No.
Why would it be Jordan
Why
Peele?
would it be Jordan Peele?
There is no indication that my answer would be Jordan Peele.
To be fair, you do have 3 elements of the categories on you.
This is true.
You did
Oh,
it you did it on purpose just to throw everybody off.
He did that.
Like, it's a Scream, Terrifier, or Nope. Yes.
All of the above.
I'm going last.
Okay.
Wow.
The anticipation. Drama.
I'll never know.
I mean, I can take the reins on this one. I'm gonna go for Jordan Peele on this. Nope was a great movie. I think he did a great job, not just directing it but writing it. With the subtext in that film and the overall just the stuff that you see at face value was really interesting. It kept me hooked. But then, like, once you read more into it, into what it all means, it carries on a whole different meaning. And, like, the fact that it had that many layers to it was just, like, incredible to me. So, like, that's why I think he did a great job directing and crafting the story.
I'm gonna go with Ty West.
Oh.
Yep.
Mr. Ty.
Simply because not only did he do Pearl, he also did X in the same year and shot them back to back.
And
How
then really
incredible
didn't
is
really
that?
advertise Pearl until after X too. That's
Didn't
the
even-
craziest
yeah,
thing.
Yeah, you didn't even know about Pearl until after the fucking movie.
Yeah. I remember when Pearl got announced, I was like, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
At first I was like,
Yep.
uh-oh. I don't know how I feel about this.
Right, so back to back, yeah. Like how good could
Yeah.
it be?
But turned
Boy, did he shock us.
definitely shocked me. Funny enough, actually, like, I like Pearl better than X.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
And the way Pearl is shot, it feels like an older movie, but also still keeps a modern take. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like the visual style of Pearl, though. The soundtrack for Pearl is better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I like the orchestral score that they gave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ty West. Good choice.
I'm stuck between 2 Jordan Peele because again I love a little bit of humor in the horror because it kind of like breaks the tension quite a bit. And he does it very masterfully in all of his movies, but Nope is a very good example of that. And I love his like his symbolism and everything. But I love Ty West's like direction in cinematography, in like music, and like the way that like X is shot like as if it's in the 80s, like it's like basically a Texas Chainsaw movie, but then Pearl is basically a 1930s movie, and it's really like cool. Like it's just very interesting.
It's a period piece.
It's very much a period piece, and you still have that little bit of suspense and that little bit of like it's really cool. So I think for that reason I'm gonna go with Ty West. Like I like the pretty colors.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to... So, Vania, you want to go next? Because I know Yudani said he's going to go last.
Mhm.
It's Jordan Peele for me because, like I said, it's just like the symbolism, like she said, and being able to like completely be even like throughout all his movies, or so they say, are somehow all connected. And like Jordan Peele has like a way of directing that just makes it feel like comforting because it's almost like he's trying to take you into his mind and understand like where he's getting these concepts from and how it's like being like weaved together to like tell this like ultimate story like in the end. So yeah, I think Jordan Peele takes the win for me, takes the W.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I liked that at the beginning of Nope, it had that Bible quote,
Mhm.
and then like when you see the reveal of the actual creature, it looks like the pictures
an
of what
angel.
people say is the biblically accurate representation of an angel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. I was like, wow, I
Mhm.
love how they just fit that little Bible quote in there, and then did that.
Yeah, Jean Jacket was insanity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jean Jacket.
He's my favorite Pokemon. Um,
So I should just nickname all my Pokemon Jean Jacket.
Yeah. Go, Jean Jacket. I choose you.
Your
Next
foes,
to
your
Galadriel.
foes, your foes
It's a
weak. Get him,
Drifloon.
Jean Jacket.
Jean Jacket just eats the other Pokemon.
Right.
The trainer's just like, what the fuck?
It's just but it's just a
You're not getting your
Snorlax.
Pokemon back.
It's just a Snorlax.
Oh no, it just pops. Or Drifloon pops it. You're the tiebreaker, babe.
All right.
Watch it. Udani's gonna cause chaos and choose a whole different one.
You're gonna be like Terrifier's like
Oh god damn it.
I honestly,
Udani's gonna choose Scream.
I'm not gonna lie. I was originally thinking Damien Leone,
I was too.
but obviously, this is before the award show. I kept thinking and thinking, and honestly, will Mr. Jordan Peele please come receive his award?
Pick Jordan Peele?
Oh well, shit. He's
So
not here.
unexpected.
Oh, I'm very shocking. I'm so shocked.
It's not like that's committed to my entire body, but go off.
I honestly, yeah, like Jordan Peele for me, he's been 3 for 3 on all his movies so far.
I agree.
He came from doing comedy, and he's one of the best horror directors in the business right now.
I guess
Absolutely.
fourth, actually,
Period.
with Candyman.
Well, yeah, technically, but he didn't.
I know.
Yeah, he produced.
He produced Candyman. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's been doing so far. He's been 3 for 3. I can't wait to see what he does next.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Especially because it's all been so different too.
Mm-hmm.
It has been.
And he doesn't reveal what his movie's about in the trailers.
Absolutely.
Sucks,
Yeah.
man.
Which was my biggest worry when I saw the trailer for Nova. I was like, oh, it's just gonna be aliens. We were so wrong.
No.
Yeah, I loved it. We were like, okay, we were sort of correct, but it absolutely was not an alien spaceship that we were seeing.
An animal.
Yeah, it was.
I love the name
good.
that everybody
And-
in the fandoms has
Guy
given
jellyfish.
Jean Jacket.
Yeah.
We were
I think they called it an oculonimbus.
Oculonimbus.
An icon.
And not to
Icon.
mention what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Keep going. I'll
It'll
get
come
to it
back.
eventually.
Oh no, Jean Jacket got the train.
Basically, yeah. Oh, I was talking about Jordan Peele. I can't remember. I don't remember.
We're gonna be in the middle of another category. You'll be like, wait.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
Basically.
All right, so best director goes to Jordan Peele. Very nice, very good. Woohoo! Moving on to our next category, it is most surprising movie. So these are the movies that didn't really get a whole lot of advertisement. They were kind of dropped under the radar, but we're up to par with the big budget stuff that got a whole lot of exposure. So at number 1 we have Deadstream. Number 2 we have Speak No Evil. Number 3 we have Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Number 4 we have Smile. And number 5 we have Fresh.
That's a good one.
It's
That's
a lot of great entries on this one. This was tough.
Fresh was great. Deadstream was fun. Speak No Evil. I highly recommend everybody watch. The last 15 minutes will blow your fucking
Speak
mind.
No Evil broke me for a second. Not gonna lie.
It is. Oh. Fuck it. I'll start us off. Easily the most surprising like hit of 2022 for me. That blew my mind. Like I said earlier, the movie that I thought was going to be just a cliche. I saw the trailer. I was like, okay, it looks okay. I'll go watch it. Was Smile, and I watched it in theaters, and I was like, wow, this is an incredible movie. And I got worried at first because I tend to like always just like movies. I was like, okay, maybe I'm the only one who likes it, and then I just start seeing everybody like, oh, this is one of the top movies of the year. I'm like, oh, okay, so it wasn't just me just liking movies. It really is a good movie.
Okay.
That's advertisements everywhere, though. The #1 movie of the year. Is it?
Is it though? Is it though?
I will say the guerrilla advertising for Smile was top tier.
Oh, the
With the-
guerrilla advertising. Oh,
the people
marketing was
in the baseball
thing
games
ever.
just smiling straight at the cameras for the entire game, and I'm just like, that's dedication. That's like good advertising.
Oh my god, Yudani's doing it. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
when we were sitting, when we were sitting in theaters, we were waiting for everybody to come in, and I just sat there and did the smile, and Angela, because people were coming in and they were all just staring at me, and I was just there smiling the entire time. That was before we saw the movie.
Like, did they pay you? Because that's some good advertisement.
That's funny.
That hurts.
Yeah. That was good, Yudani. At first, I thought you were frozen. Then I saw Jude move. I was like, "No,
No, he's doing a bit. He's doing a bit.
If it's not obvious, my vote is Smile.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Okay.
Damn, I thought you was doing bodies.
Just because we didn't do an episode on Smile doesn't mean.
Do we not?
No.
How dare y'all?
Did we?
Yeah.
Checking Spotify.
The audacity that you have
Yeah, I said for us to not remember.
to have a horror podcast and not do an episode on Smile.
Hold on, I'm checking Spotify.
In the meantime, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go for my pick. Out of left field, but the one that like most surprised me that like I was not expecting to like as much as I did was Deadstream.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm personally not a fan of found footage horror movies.
Yeah.
Like they just never been my cup of tea. But this one was just so much fun. It was just so entertaining.
It was Evil Dead.
It was
basically.
a found footage version of Evil Dead, and it was
so fun.
And at first I was like, oh, I feel like I'm not gonna like this main character because he's one of those like YouTube hype beast type dudes. But I ended up loving his character.
It was so annoying.
He was like such a shitty person. But it was just so much fun. I was like, I had a smile on my face watching Deadstream. Like it was because it wasn't scary or anything. It was just entertaining.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
my pick goes to Deadstream.
What's great about Deadstream is that it has all the elements to be terrifying because there's like there's really good effects in it
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and then like some of the like scares that you don't see coming. Like if they took the comedy out of this could legitimately be a terrifying movie.
But yeah, I like that they played it as a comedy more than just a straight up horror movie. Who's up next? Vania, did you pick?
No.
Pick a movie.
Smile. Jeez.
Pick a movie.
Telling you to smile. She
Anyways.
hasn't picked yet.
Anyways, but yeah, it's Smile for me. It was just really good. I didn't expect it to go as good. Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be a good movie when Cece had no intention of wanting to see the movie, and then she went to the movies one night by herself because she just wanted to go see a movie, and she came back and she's like, okay, that was a really good movie, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, that's awesome. I can't wait to go see it then.
Smile was on our list for since I think the trailer first came out, because that one scene where like she just like
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
part was so awesome.
yeah, that part got me every time. So I was like, we're watching this movie, but I'm turning away. Like that's and I did.
Yeah. It's funny because when I first saw the trailer, that's kind of why I was turned off by it, because I was like, oh, I feel like it's revealing all like the big jump scares already in the trailer,
Yeah,
and I'm glad that it didn't. I'm like, that's just like a taste of them. I was like, okay, good.
Mhm.
yeah. Also, Kyle Garner was amazing in this movie.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
he was
And-
great in this.
One of my favorite scenes. I love whenever she's talking to her psychiatrist like at her house, and then all of a sudden she freezes and starts smiling, and you realize that it's not actually. I was like,
Oh,
oh my
yeah.
god!
It's like she's everywhere.
was
This demon is
creepy.
literally everywhere now.
Yep.
Also, when the cat died,
Mustache.
it made me want to like
Oh
go
yeah.
find my cat. I was like, no. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was awful.
So
Rest in peace, mustache.
rest in peace.
All right, so it looks like our award for most surprising movie goes to Smile. Very well earned, very well deserved. It was great. It was actually my runner-up. If Deadstream hadn't come out, I would have chosen Smile. But I don't know why Deadstream just floored me. I had so much fun with it, so
Yeah.
that was my pick.
I'll highly recommend everyone see Deadstream on Shudder if you haven't seen it, and also Speak No Evil.
Oh yeah.
No. Speak No Evil is going to be a super slow movie. Stick with it because the last 15 minutes is worth it.
Rocks.
The last 15 minutes of Deadstream or of Speak No Evil are wild,
Wild.
to say the least.
Like one word to describe it.
Wild.
Wild, yeah. Because I sat here and watched it with Travis, and we were just the whole time was like, "Is this a horror movie?" Because I don't know, it's unsettling, yes, but I just don't see the horror of it. Then we got to it, and I was like, "Oh,
Found it.
wow!"
Please go back. Please go back. Please go back.
Okay, so moving on to our next category for best effects. So that's whether it's CGI, practical, makeup effects, just effects in general. So at number 1 we have Terrifier 2. Number 2 we have Nope. Number 3 we have Hellraiser. Number 4 we have Barbarian, and at number 5 we have The Munsters.
I feel like this one's an easy pick.
For me, this is the easiest pick. For a second, I was like, I'm trying to think. I was trying to think of like a nice like quip for like a CSI episode. You know, like when they say like the quip and then they put the sunglasses on.
Oh yeah.
Everybody puts on their sunglasses and just says a different one. You know, it's like, I'm gonna go with the Munsters.
Yeah, no.
Also good.
The Terrifier 2 for me.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. The just Allie's death alone is,
Yeah.
and then there was so much more.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, the whole movie is practical effects, basically. So,
And when
whichever-
when we were like, because you already saw it with the George's commentary, right, Kyle?
yeah,
Like when Damien is talking about the stuff that they did do digitally, it's seamless. You cannot tell. Like it's literally like
Yeah.
adding somebody's face to a dummy
hmm
to like get facial reactions when they're like being, you know, like chopped up or cut or something like that. But outside of that, it was all practical.
yep,
Like I think
And-
it was like the scene in the shop where the guy is getting killed inside the store.
yeah,
His head, it's a dummy's head, but it's his face is CGI'd onto the dummy
yeah,
for like better, so he can like react better without actually getting
yeah,
hurt.
Huh.
Fair.
So that's like really good effects.
yeah.
So everybody's picking Terrifier.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think we're all choosing Terrifier too.
The only
I am different.
Uh-oh.
I'm
Uh-oh.
steering away. For me, I'm a horror for like I guess for stage design and just very vibrant lighting. And the only award that it deserves, the only emphasis on only,
Oh God!
is for the monsters for me.
Wow!
The
Yeah.
only award? Excuse you?
Ooh.
The
Wow!
only award that it deserves.
Whoa,
Damn!
whoa.
Damn! Throwing
The
fire over here.
Just
Yeah,
wait till the
because like the lighting is great, the makeup, the costuming, and just like the whole campiness of it, I think is what sells it to me. It's just I don't know if it's from a cosplayer perspective, but just like the costuming, the lighting, and the stage, kind of like in a Beetlejuice setting where it's like all whimsical and everything. You can tell that's practically like almost like practically made or like almost like craftingly made. Uh, you don't see that a lot in movies, so that's why I choose the monsters. But and the makeup. But other than that, it's the only award it deserves.
Kyle, we're over here.
highly disagree.
We're,
But yeah,
Kyle and I are over here ready to throw hands.
yeah. But it's interesting.
It
It's
did
also
not give the essence of the monsters.
Oh,
it's also interesting that with the effects, because like the effects were beautiful in that movie, and originally though Rob Zombie wanted to do it in black and white, but the studio wouldn't let him, so he had to do it in color.
But he was like, "I'm gonna choose the
But
most vibrant colors I can think
Yeah.
of."
the lightings were beautiful,
But
the colors and everything
uh,
else.
oh yeah,
Not
and
anybody can pull that off.
the whole uh the sets and everything
Yeah.
were insane. But
Like
I was gonna
sometimes
say,
the lighting would remind me of Creepshow sometimes.
yeah. I was gonna say out of that whole thing, I would say the only one that in my opinion could probably outdo Terrifier 2 would be Nope, just because of simply because of how Jordan Peele shot most of the night scenes.
That
I
is
don't know if you've
very true. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the behind the scenes of that, of how he shot all the night
where he
scenes.
literally
It's
shot it as like day for
fucking
night, which
incredible.
is wild because that's kind of like a cardinal sin when it comes to
Yeah.
filmmaking. Like you don't ever want to shoot day for night.
Yeah.
But this man was like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna do day for night, and I'm gonna do it so convincingly
Yeah.
that you cannot tell until I tell you."
Yeah, it was incredible, and they posted the pictures on how that they did it, and it was
Yeah.
insane.
Like that's impressive. Like major props.
But yeah,
That's
Terrifier 2 definitely deserves it.
Yeah, from a practical effects standpoint and just like
Yeah,
incredible
just
work.
practical effects alone. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so best effects award goes to Terrifier 2.
Nope. And I can see the next category is going to cause some
Drama.
fights.
So our next category is best family horror movie. So not straight up in your face bloody excuse me, blood and guts horror, gateway horror, like spooky but not super scary. So we got Hocus Pocus 2, Werewolf by Night, The Munsters, Wendell and Wild, and Hotel Transylvania Transformania.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
I'm
I
guessing you guys are choosing Werewolf by Night, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
That was the sound that Man Thing made.
Okay.
Come on, come on. Anyway, Hocus Pocus 2.
Hocus
I mean,
Pocus
hey.
2.
Hocus Pocus 2 was
Man.
great. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I loved Hocus Pocus
it was
2.
incredible.
I still wouldn't I wouldn't say it was my pick for this category though.
Yeah, it's not my pick for this category, but it was really good. Highly recommend. If you liked Hocus Pocus 1, you need to watch Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah.
Right. I will say it has a huge nostalgia factor, and it helps
Absolutely.
that it wasn't worse than the first one, which is what is a big, like, because sometimes the sequels will be like shit.
Yeah.
I told when we saw Hocus Pocus 2, after we finished it, I told Jude, I'm like, honestly, I think they were more in tune with their characters in this one, the Sandersons,
Yeah.
than they were in the first one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
I
their
like that
performances felt natural.
they gave Winifred like a whole arc too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or like,
But it
sure, I
also,
don't care for my sisters, but I do care for my sisters.
yeah,
Right.
dude, yeah, that was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That one scene, yeah,
Just like crying.
yeah,
Just like, get him back, Winnie.
yeah. But also, it's also weird because it's like, uh, even though it had all the elements of the first movie, it didn't feel as much of a Halloween film as the first movie. Uh, like like there wasn't as many there wasn't as many like Halloween scenes as the first one. It didn't have that feel that the first one had. If I'm saying that correctly,
I get what you
They
mean,
did.
yeah.
They
yeah.
spent too long in CVS, I feel like.
Yeah, I guess like the first one had like the scene with the trick or treaters, and then like them going into the guy's house because they're like, oh, he's the devil,
Yeah,
and like the
Mhm,
Halloween party
mhm.
that the parents are having. And this one you only have like the little gathering.
you'll see like little scenes like of like
Mhm.
a Halloween gathering and stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's like from the very beginning, the first movie, you just feel the Halloween magic. But
Mhm.
in this one, you didn't really. But it was still a good movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not my pick, like I said.
No, what
Well,
is your pick, Kyle?
now
So,
there's two
so who's
Hocus
starting it
Pocus,
out?
so well, three technically
What?
What happened?
for Hocus Pocus 2.
So we got 3 votes for Hocus Pocus 2, and I think
Wait,
you and me
three?
are gonna be the dissenting votes. Well, yeah,
Oh
because
yeah, yeah. Oh wait. Wait. So Udani and you did pick Hocus Pocus 2? I
Yeah.
thought that they were
Mhm.
picking Werewolf by Night.
no, I was just
Oh
joking.
shit, no.
Oh shit. Okay.
Misleading.
Okay.
And he
Aha.
went off
Okay.
camera.
Okay.
He just kind of went, "Yeah, I'm gonna come back. What kind of drugs are you having? I want some. The fuck."
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Me and Houston's gonna cause the drama here. Uh, I'm gonna go with the Munsters. I absolutely fucking love the Munsters.
He's
I
doing it
remember.
just to spite.
We're not doing this
I,
out of spite. We
I
genuinely enjoyed
100%
this.
we're
don't think
not.
that it's the
We're
monsters
not.
for y'all, but
But it
yeah,
is. It literally is. I have the Monsters in my top 20 favorite movies I loved of 2022 list. But because I remember, like, I remember hearing so much discourse and people like talking shit about the Monsters and talking about how terrible it was. And even some people that I even like, respect their opinions on stuff and usually agree with them. I'm like, oh shit, they really hated this movie. This is gonna be bad. And then we put it on, we watched it, and I'm just like having fun with it. I'm like, where's the shittiness of this? And I'm like, this is really fucking good. It's like it doesn't feel like a Rob Zombie movie, but it's also like it also sort of does, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he didn't do his normal Rob Zombie ish like stuff. He showed that he can make a movie, but not put the usual stuff that he puts in his movies.
Yeah, you can tell
Yeah.
that it was like a passion project. Like it wasn't like
Oh
I
yeah,
want to make a
yeah,
Rob Zombie version of the Monsters. He's like I just want to make
yeah.
I just want to make a Monsters movie.
Yeah, and that's what I told people too. I was like, I was like, you can't shit on Rob Zombie for wanting to do the Munsters. Like this is like his like he
Mhm.
loves the Munsters. He's like the biggest Monsters fan there is. He's gonna do this good. I just know he will, and he didn't let me down. I think I think Nosferatu was probably like like count. He was probably like my favorite
Richard
fucking thing.
Brake as Nosferatu
Yeah,
was
he
like the
was so
funniest
fucking
thing.
great. He was going on those little dates with fucking Lily.
And like the rats. Like I love at the end
Yeah.
though, like that little thing with the newspaper where he dies via rats because like they ate
Yes,
him or something.
yes. But yeah, that whole movie was so fun. And the effects are beautiful. It's fucking it's super bright, but like really, but it's also like really I don't really know how to put it. But yeah, it's just a really great movie.
Yeah.
the only thing I will say, it was entertaining and colorful at best. But
Wow.
for me, the ending scene was all that it needed to start that movie the right way because it did not have the essence of the monsters for me. It did not. It did not. I was like, sorry, Rob Zombie, you just threw the shot and it just went shoo, cute
I
shot,
don't know.
but it was like I grew up with the monsters. I'm like it was cute, but it was like
Yeah, but what's was it say? Also
but it was
controversial.
entertaining. But it
Yeah,
was entertaining at most.
also controversial. I know Ariel likes to shit on Sherry Moon Zombie, but I thought she was incredible as Sherry, as
That's Lily.
as Lily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's also
Also,
incredible as
Sherry, she's great, iconic.
yeah.
Sherry, she's great.
Mhm.
So, but based on votes, best family horror movie goes to Hocus Pocus 2.
Which I'm not upset about.
Nope, neither am I. It was a great,
I
fun
love
movie.
Hocus Pocus. One of my all-time
And
favorite
honestly,
movies.
all the categories or all the entries are really good too. If you guys haven't seen Wendell and
Mhm.
Wild or Hotel Transylvania,
Yeah.
they're really good.
I haven't seen
Wolf
Window
by
and
Night
Wild
is cute.
yet.
Wendell and Wild is really
Or-
good. If you like
or
stop
Werewolf
motion,
by
I feel
Night.
like based on your like of Nightmare Before Christmas and Coraline, you'd enjoy Wendell and Wild.
Yeah.
It's got like a
Jordan Peele.
similar vibe to it. Plus, it's also got Keegan Michael Key and Jordan Peele in it.
Mhm.
So, but moving on to our next category for worst movie.
Oh,
Worst movie. These are the movies that came out and we were like, ooh, oops, they done fucked it up. At number 1 we have TCM. At number 2 we have They/Them. At number 3, Cece called me out on this. I put Day Shift on there. she said whoever put Day Shift, you're wrong. At number 4 we have Good Night Mommy. And at number 5 we have Firestarter.
I saw that in theaters.
Ooh,
oh, I'm so sorry.
my condolences.
I'm sorry, Zac Efron has a fucking chokehold on me when it comes to movies. I watch every one of his movies. I couldn't stand him like during the Disney days, but once he like started making movies outside of Disney, I've liked every one of them, so I have to watch every movie he does.
Yeah, no. My pick right off the bat, I can tell you it's
was
gonna
not
be.
good.
I can tell you right off the bat, my pick is gonna be Texas Chainsaw.
Wow, I'm shocked
I
at
did
that.
not like Texas Chainsaw one bit, except for the bus kill scene. That's
Yeah.
it.
I feel like people like I don't know. I feel like people judge that movie too harshly. I really don't think it's as bad as people have made it out to be.
It just felt brainless.
Period.
I think I liked it because it finally gave me what I've been wanting forever from that fucking franchise. It's called the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and almost in every one of the movies, there's like
Little to no
either-
chainsaw. That is very
there's
true.
like 1 or 2 chainsaw kills. In this movie, he just slaughters people with chainsaws. I was like, that's what I wanted. I wanted a bunch of chainsaw kills and a bloodbath, and that's what I got.
Yeah, I just felt like it was like weird how it tried to like handle the social commentary aspect of like the
Oh, yeah.
gentrification thing and like the
Oh yeah,
how the
that
main
was-
character, like her big sense of trauma was that she survived a school shooting, which I was like, that's a little insensitive, I think.
Yeah. But also like one of the like other like good characters was the Confederate flag like a dude the fucking
Yeah.
what's his name, that was kind of weird.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like I feel conflicted right now.
It's like it's like I don't like you, but you're the only like decent character here so far.
It's like oops.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
agree with Yussef. Because
TCM.
yeah, on top of everything you said, Bubba is like he is one of the classic characters, and this is not in any way his personality. They like totally messed up his story. In my opinion.
Plus, can we talk
Michael
about his
Myers with a
skin
chainsaw.
mask?
What was
What?
it?
The mask in this was pretty bad too, honestly.
Yeah,
It
nothing's
just looks
gonna beat the
bad.
makeup like first movie mask though. So
Hey, no, though you have to give it to that kill where he breaks that guy's arm and stabs him with his fucking bone in the neck. That was sick.
Mhm.
I'll give you that. Yeah, like I said, kills wise, it was good enough with kills, but like everything else, just like
Exactly.
Agreed.
Did you even though you hated it, did you watch all of the credits and stuff?
Oh, you mean like the after credit scene where he's like walking
Yeah.
back to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
walks
saw
back
that,
to
and I was like,
the original.
and I'm
the
over here like,
original
how's that house still standing?
Evil.
Especially because apparently it's supposed to be set in the same continuity as Texas Chainsaw 3D.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Wait.
didn't they burn
is-
that house down?
Yeah, wait, whoa, hold on. Wait, is it really supposed to be after Texas Chainsaw 3D?
I from what I remember, it was set in the same continuity. I think as like, oh no, I'm sorry, no, I got that wrong.
No.
It's Leatherface.
No,
It's Leatherface,
yeah,
Texas Chainsaw, and then 2022 Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Sorry,
Yeah,
my
this
bad.
is supposed yeah, because I was going to say, whoa, that
No,
might have
I'm sorry.
changed.
That was my bad. Yeah,
because
that was Leatherface.
This is a very continuity. Well, I know TCM is not good at keeping up with continuity, but
That's
a really
ridiculous.
bad one. Yeah.
No.
This is the same franchise who changes the guy's last name every other movie.
Yeah. Like the only time it was consistent was when they were doing like the little like the remake and the prequel to the remake.
Yeah.
Because everybody was the Hewitts.
Yeah.
ACM.
Oh, TCM. Okay. Okay.
And what is your? I think you, Donnie, did you make a pick already or not yet?
No, I have not.
Okay.
So TCM is like super close. Actually, it's not even close because this one offended so hard that it is fucking god awful because it said it was catering to the LGBTQ, and it was the most offensive piece of shit I have ever fucking seen in my goddamn life. They put a fucking dance number in the middle of it. The plot was so disjointed. Fuck they slash them.
Yeah, that movie was trash. Fucking garbage.
Yeah, they slash them was like the only thing I liked about that was Kevin Bacon, and even then, that was like paper thin.
Kevin Bacon couldn't have saved that movie.
No,
Yeah.
but goddamn it, he tried his best. That's all you could say.
A/them for me as well.
Okay.
Movie was fucking trash.
It was so bad. Jeez.
And
It honestly didn't understand the assignment.
yeah.
No. And then like, I know some people haven't seen Goodnight Mommy. It's not terrible, but like, it's one of those movies where you can see the twist coming a mile away.
Oh yeah.
Like the moment you like, I think like 30 minutes into the movie, I was like, oh yeah, I already know what the twist is going to be. And I was completely right. So I'm like, that took away so much of the tension.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Firestarter was Firestarter.
Firestarter was pretty bad. Like I
It
said,
was a movie.
I saw it in theaters.
It was a movie.
I saw it in theaters instead of, watching it on streaming like everybody else. And it's probably why it was probably why it was the first movie I ever saw in digital at AMC, because that's the only thing they were showing it at, and I was the only one in the theater.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's funny because that's exactly how I felt.
That should have been the indication.
Yeah.
It's funny because that's exactly how I felt back in 2014 when they re-released Saw for the 10th anniversary in theaters. I went to see it. I was the only one in that theater.
I would have been with you, man.
Oh man, I was living it up. I was like, Saw by myself,
Hey.
dark theater, popcorn.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I remember
We were
in
just like, hey,
October,
Kramer.
I got Saw 10.
Saw 10.
Saw
And what
10.
More backwards capped
I don't
open
know.
bell.
More backwards cat Tobin Bell.
Who needs de-aging when you can just put Tobin Bell with a backwards hat?
A backwards cap and a hoodie. He's like, how do you do, fellow kids?
Do you think he'll like flip a chair around and sit in it inappropriately?
Yes. He's got to be cool.
I want to play a game.
It's like, oh, nice. He's got his hat backwards. He's wearing a hoodie, and he's sitting around in the chair in a cool way. I can relate to him.
He's in with the youth. All right. So, award for worst movie goes to TCM.
Yep.
3-2 on the votes there.
Even though I think they/them should have won.
It wins the
Or-
golden turd.
This one I was gonna say it wins the broken tombstone.
You don't deserve a tombstone, okay?
You get a
How about
shallow grave.
Unmarked grave.
You win the shallow grave.
Yeah.
But moving on to our next to last category, it is the best remake / legacy sequel.
Just be a no-brainer here.
So number 1 we have Hellraiser. Number 2 we have Scream. Number 3 we have Halloween Ends. Number 4 is Hocus Pocus 2. And number 5 is Prey. Dun, 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 dun. Who wants to go first?
Come on, guys. Is it?
Do you want to go first?
Why?
I'm
Yeah,
going
have you
Scream.
started a category?
Yeah. Have you started one?
You know what? I'm gonna start one. I think I started like one and then I gave up.
I love how I said it, and everybody's like, I'm like,
Oh wait, what'd you say?
Did you start it?
yeah,
What'd you say?
Oh,
it's Scream for me, dog.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
what it should
Okay.
be. It's what be everybody best face to cream.
Oh wow,
Because
so I guess
it was just very like, like it
was
just made so
perfect.
much sense. Like it was perfect. It continued on with everything. I mean, I will say
If-
man, I forgot her name. The actress for Sydney.
Neve Campbell.
Campbell?
Eve
Neve, yeah.
Eve Campbell.
She was done a little dirty because she was promised a certain amount of screen time and a better ending. But other than that, like this was a perfect remake, and I can't complain about it. I thoroughly enjoyed Scream, especially with even it has like the Gen Zer kind of like start to it, but still it was pretty good.
Yeah, for me, like it perfectly captured it had everything I wanted in a Scream film. It felt like a love letter to Scream fans too, because there was so many great nods to all the other movies, and it was so many times and scenes where you'd see something, you're like, oh, that's from.
Yussef, I know you ain't not adding that.
No, I accidentally tapped something on my phone. Sorry.
Yeah, it was like you would see a scene and you're like, oh, that's from Scream 2. Judy's lemon squares from Scream
Tastes like
4.
ass.
Or and stuff like that. But also, you mentioned the Neve thing. What I liked about this movie is that this movie, honestly, in a way, it proved to me that this franchise can move on, like if they have to, without Neve, because I didn't even feel like she even needed to be in the movie. Because I was like, even when I saw it, I was like, what was the point in even having Sydney in there? She really didn't even play that big of a role in this movie.
The
was like-
returning
Yeah, she only
characters
had
always
what
come back.
like 10, 15 minutes maybe 20 minutes of screen time total.
She was literally just there to show up because of Dewey dying. But it's like literally like fucking Jenna Ortega saved the day.
Right.
yeah.
Oh,
The,
yeah. Definitely my pick is for sure going to be Halloween Ends. I'm just kidding, Scream.
Leaves
Obviously.
call.
Leave call, yeah.
I agree with what you said. This movie really did show that the franchise could continue without Sydney
Yeah.
if it needed to, and it's gonna be put to the test this year because
We'll
she's
see,
not on
yeah.
for this one.
Yep.
We'll see.
But
I
anyways,
still,
I
I
picked Hocus
still have my
Pocus.
doubts about that. I still think she has like a cameo at the end or something.
You think?
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. We'll see.
I guess I'm in the minority with this one.
Wait, are you gonna choose my runner-up?
I'm choosing Prey.
Ooh,
That was gonna be my
Yes.
runner-up.
Prey was I loved Prey.
Mhm.
Like, don't get me wrong, I loved Scream, and Scream was amazing. I've seen it like at least 4 or 5 times since I saw it in theaters.
Saw it 5 times in theaters.
Hey, show off.
No, wait, was it 5 times or 6 times? I can't remember. It was one of them. Yeah.
But
I had to figure out how many it was because I have to beat Scream 6 has to beat it.
But Prey, like, not gonna lie, I was not expecting to like Prey as much as I did. I like that it kind of took the franchise back to basics, of like severely disadvantaged protagonist has to go up against a legit alien bounty hunter or like hunter.
Yeah.
And I like the setting. I love that they went for like the Native American setting with like different weaponry. The Predator is like not as evolved. His weaponry is also like, you know, like not as shiny and brand new and everything like that. And it's like the story itself was just great. So I forgot.
Not to mention
how the Predator like really was able to show off like its abilities and its weapons, even like
Mhm.
at time as well.
It made the Predator like legit scary again.
Not to mention how awesome Amber Mid Thunder was,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
fact that they actually got that they didn't just like throw on some random white girl
Yeah.
as the person that she got that she did the research and everything.
They were very respectful about it, and it was
Yeah.
shockingly good for being on Disney Plus.
It was so good, and the fact that it even had a Comanche version.
Oh yeah, Comanche,
Yeah.
like a Comanche language version.
Yeah. Dude, that kill where the Predator kills that fucking bear and has the blood drip down whenever he's invisible. Yeah.
What a good Disney moment.
So good.
I remember after that movie, because of the time period, with me and Yussef was texting back and forth, and we were like, "Dude, we need to see like more period pieces. Like they just need to do this more." And then we find out that they're supposed to be in the works of one that's set in Japan.
Yeah,
I'm
like don't
yeah,
worry,
like-
Sam.
sign me up.
Which is funny because that's like
Hiroshi Sanada.
that's exactly what I said too. Like, because I said, watch, like they should. We were both talking. We're like, they should do feudal Japan next, and like lo and behold, they're like rumors they might be doing feudal Japan, and we're like, get Mr. Sonata in there.
Our period ones were pretty hilarious because we were just thinking of random moments in time. It was like Predator during the American Revolutionary War, Predator in medieval times, and it was like Predator Civil War or some shit like that.
The birth of Jesus.
Or during the Big Bang.
Yeah.
During the Big Bang. He killed something, and that's what causes the Big Bang.
Yeah, I almost wish I went in that movie. I almost wish I could have went in that movie without knowing it was a Predator film. But it was like I remember everybody was telling me, "Dude, you gotta watch Prey if you like Predator. You need to watch Prey." I was like, "Okay, cool. It's a Predator film." I didn't realize that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I wish I could have like watched it without knowing that, because I think it would have been a huge, awesome surprise.
Yeah, like, and not only that, the little callback to Predator 2 with like the gun.
Yeah.
That she uses is the same gun that they give Danny Glover at the end of Predator 2.
Yeah. I think I put Prey as like, I think I said it was probably my favorite Predator movie since the original. It was that good. It obviously outdid all the sequels.
I mean, Predators isn't bad. The Predator is.
Which one's Predators? Is that
That's
the one?
That's the one where they're like on the alien planet, where like they all get sent to the planet
okay.
and they get hunted down.
Yeah.
That movie has one of my favorite scenes in a Predator movie, where the Yakuza guy like fucking stands down the Predator in the clearing, and the Predator just drops all his weaponry but the wrist blade. I'm like, oh, let's go!
Like that's one of those things that like got the Predator right.
Yeah,
like it's a hunter and it like gruesomely kills people, but like he does have like honor.
Yeah, he has a code. Honor,
he has a code. Yeah.
The Yacho without honor are nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, like that's my pick. Obviously, I got voted out, so best legacy sequel / remake goes to Scream.
Yeah.
But Prey.
But Prey was a good runner-up.
Prey was great.
We all loved Prey.
That was my second choice, actually.
Yeah. Also, Hellraiser was good.
I feel like I need to rewatch Hellraiser just because like the first time I watched it, I've only seen it the one time, and I got interrupted so many times that I couldn't like focus on like
Yeah.
the thread of the narrative. So I need to like rewatch it actually and like pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So I might do that.
Hellraiser was a hell of a movie. No pun intended.
I would say Hellraiser would be my number one just because it's like better than the original, to be honest.
Hmm.
Ooh.
In my opinion, just because the
Interesting.
original just was too confusing for me. I was not here for it.
That's
So-
funny because Hellraiser, like the first Hellraiser, is just one of my favorite horror movies. Like,
And even Clive Barker agrees with you.
Yeah.
all right, but we have reached our last category of the night, which is best movie. Now this was tough. This one is tough. Hell, it was
Is it
tough.
though?
It was tough just to get it to 5 entries. Our entries
Yeah,
on this one are Terrifier 2, X, Pearl, Nope, and Smile. I am between 2 movies right now. And if for those of you that follow me on Letterboxd, I think I posted it on Twitter. You've seen what my Letterboxd like top 10 movies of 2022 was, or top 10 horror movies was. But it's always a toss up. But I feel like I'm gonna give it to Terrifier 2. Because I have not had this much fun in a movie theater watching people get slaughtered in such a long time.
Yeah.
Even though we had our issues with like the hype beast kids when we went to go see it.
Oh
A
God.
hype biscuit?
Hype
Yeah.
beast.
Yes. So me, Yussef, CC, Teddy, Angela, Wit,
and Travis, I
Wit,
think.
and Travis.
We all went
But
to see
we
it, right?
all saw it at Regal at the Loop. It was the first time we ever saw a movie at the Loop over here. And yeah, we had a bunch of like underage kids in our theater, and they were just first they were playing like they were playing musical chairs. They were just kept switching seats all over the theater the entire time, and then they were being really loud and just really bad. And we finally got luckily one of the people in the theaters was a movie theater employee who worked there, and she got the manager to come kick them out. Then we could finally enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But yeah, no, I want to see it again like the next weekend, I think. Just because like I was like, okay, now I need to watch it again. With like a it's quieter theater experience.
Yeah.
And it was so amazing.
I think I saw this movie. I think I saw it 6 times in theaters. And the only time I was disappointed in seeing it in theaters was when right before it started, I was scrolling through Twitter and Chris Motionless was at fucking HHN.
Oh
Yeah, yeah. I was sitting there. I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
I had a chance.
And I am here.
I was like, "Of course he would do this to me."
Just to use.
He checked when you were going to be at the movies.
Basically,
He's actually been looking through Twitter. He's like, okay, now I can go.
yeah. He was like, "All right, shit, Kyle's a Terrifier, cool."
Now's my chance.
But yeah, this movie was incredible. Like I figured I'd like it, but I didn't know I'd like it this much. The fact that I'd go see it 6 times in theaters, like I think I saw it twice in 1 week, and just the fact that I went in like thinking I was gonna love art more than anything, and yes, while I did, and I loved all the kills, Lauren Lavera like blew me away with her performance, and Sienna became one of my favorite final girls, and I love her whole story in this. Also, the soundtrack.
Yes.
The
soundtrack was
is
so
amazing.
good. Like,
Yeah,
it's to the point where I'm just like, okay, can we please already get Terrifier 3?
exactly.
Mhm.
Please.
I know he's already confirmed it. They just
Yeah.
haven't. I don't think they've actually started working on it. I think he's writing the script
Mhm.
right now. Yeah, which bravo to Damien because of how successful this movie is, and I mean we didn't even talk about how successful this movie is. He recently just got out of a meeting at LA the other day where he met with Paramount and said that there's possibility of a studio film in the works for him as well.
Very
Like, this
nice.
dude, this dude just went from a little indie director to fucking having his dreams fulfilled, all because of
That's amazing.
this movie.
Because of his little killer clown.
Yeah, this movie didn't even have that big of a budget for anything or even marketing. This was literally just
Kickstarter thing, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that, but also just literally just people telling their friend, "Hey, this movie's brutal. Go watch it." And okay, cool. And then everybody went and everybody kept saying, "Hey, we need this in theaters."
Yeah, it's like the old days of, like,
Yeah,
word of mouth advertising and like
because
it's gotten to the point where it's like that, like, event horror movie. You're like, okay, just get a couple friends together, we'll go watch this ridiculously, gory, ultra violent movie. And
yeah, and because of all of its success, it seems that now movie theaters are now taking more chances on indie horror, and putting movies that you wouldn't normally put in a theater because of Terrifier 2, even though it wasn't good, but also after talking to him, David Howard Thornton told us at Spookalla that it wasn't good for a reason. It was meant to be like it was what we saw a mean one. It was in theaters, and the one I'm looking forward to this year, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
yes.
That's gonna be in theaters, and I can't wait. It seems like now the studios are going to do more like take more chances and stuff, and theaters are going to actually, okay, sure, we'll put this in theaters, people will come see it.
And I mean, if looking at studios right now, I think in terms of horror and just weird movies, Universal is like leading the pack in terms of like big studios taking big chances with Cocaine Bear, Violent Night, Megan. Like, these are movies that you're like, why would why is it getting the type of advertising that it is? But they're genuinely good movies, and they're getting the amount of exposure that they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I think Universal's doing a great job of taking those chances of like backing these like random little like strange horror movies.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely paying off because also picking Terrifier 2, it's a testament to how good it is because it was just supposed to be a weekend run, wasn't it? And it
was supposed to be a weekend run,
and it ended up being what, like a month and a half, 2 months almost.
several months.
It almost went into December.
Yeah,
it almost went into December.
I don't know if Kyle was solely fueling that, but definitely several people watched it multiple times.
I was like, I want another weekend, damn it.
I want it to be another weekend. God damn it, yeah. And
I want to see it on Christmas.
Yeah, this movie had a budget of $250,000 and made $12.6 million at the box office.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking unheard of.
That
for
is
an indie horror.
Major props.
It was literally funded through Kickstarter.
Yeah, honestly, that speaks volumes of why this movie, it deserves to be the best movie.
Yeah.
It literally, it has shown big studios, take a chance on this indie film.
Mm-hmm.
It also has shown like big studios that already have their own horror properties. Make something new. Throw out and try to make a new icon. Try something different. Stop recycling the same old thing.
And the same thing we're seeing now with Megan, where Megan is doing great numbers. It's a completely original horror film.
Yep. And
it scored stupid high. Rotten Tomatoes.
Getting great
96.
reviews, yeah.
Yeah, and it's also what I liked about it is that it had a cool marketing gimmick where they had the Megan girls going out
dancing around everywhere
and dancing around in public places. Like, people need to do this kind of marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like, but besides that, it's like besides the Terrifier 2 thing, it's like this movie deserves it not only because of all those credit points that we made. It's like this isn't just showing it how good it is on its own. This is doing incredible for not just itself, but for the horror industry as a whole. Like, what this is doing for indie horror and horror as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right.
Yep.
Wow. Well, look at you, Terrifier 2. You did
Oh yeah,
it.
so
One
everybody's
best
choosing-
movie.
everybody's
The
choosing
little
X
clown that could.
is their favorite movie.
And the littler clown that pooped.
Oh my god.
It's 1 a.m. I'm delusional. I'm sorry.
That's amazing, though. I love that. The little clown that could, and the littler clown that pooed.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh,
That's amazing.
the pale girl. How fucking amazing was she?
Oh, great.
It was so great.
I didn't even expect her because you didn't even know that
Never
was
got
gonna
advertised. No.
happen.
Nope.
That's what I loved about it.
All right, so that is our award show. I'm gonna run through the categories and the winners of each one last time. So for Best Actor, we had Daniel Kaluuya for Nope. For Best Actress, we had Keke Palmer for Nope. For Best Opening, we had Jeremy and the Magic Staircase for Halloween Ends. For Best Ending, we had I'm a Fucking Star from Pearl. Most What the Fuck moment went to Oh Shit, It's Billy from Scream. Best Kill went to Dewey from Scream. Best Villain went to Art from Terrifier 2. Most Disappointing Kill went to Vince from Scream. Best Director went to Jordan Peele for Nope. Most Surprising Movie went to Smile. Best Effects went to Terrifier 2. Best Family Horror Movie went to Hocus Pocus 2. Worst Movie went to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Sorry, I cannot say that with a straight face anymore. And Best Remake / Legacy Sequel went to Scream. And Best Movie went to Terrifier 2.
All right.
If I may,
Screw you, Oscars.
if I may present to the council a bonus category:
Okay.
most anticipated movie of this year.
Scream 6.
Scream 6.
Okay, if we're not stating the obvious,
Okay, so
Evil Dead Rises.
Evil Dead Rises.
Also,
okay.
Evil Dead
Evil
Rises, yes.
too.
After seeing the trailer for Evil Dead Rises, I'm like even more hyped for it.
Oh, it looks amazing.
It's definitely the Evil Dead that I like, not the comedy of Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
giving me hardcore 2013 vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's either that one or, for me, even though they haven't done any kind of trailer for it yet, and it still says it's coming out this year, Robert Eggers' Nosferatu.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're getting 3 vampire movies this year.
Yeah, we're
Yes, we
getting
are.
Renfield,
What
we're
was-
getting hopefully
Renfield.
Nosferatu.
The Voyage of
The Last Voyage of the Dementor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
which is the one of the journal chapters in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Very cool.
It's supposed to be Dracula on the ship, and it's supposed to be out. He's supposed to be like slowly feeding on the crew.
That's
Mm,
right.
interesting,
Yeah.
interesting. I like that.
It's been a
Dude,
long time since I read it.
Renfield looks hilarious. It looks great.
Renfield looks amazing.
Mhm.
And Nick
Nicholas
Cage
I'm
is
here because I've
Dracula.
got to get out of a toxic relationship.
I know. I love the fact that they all think it's like an actual toxic relationship, and then all of a sudden
Turns
He
out
becomes
comes
a
in.
vampire.
he comes in, and then that one dude's just like, "Oh, it seems that we're dealing with something far different than I thought."
Far worse than narcissism.
I do like that little like hint at vampire lore when he's like, "Oh yeah, sure, come in." He's like, "No," because you know
Yeah.
you're not a vampire can't come in unless you
Dude.
invite him.
I finally saw the Evil Dead trailer. I didn't watch the Evil Dead Rise trailer on until I saw Megan. It was attached to the movie, and I saw it in theaters. That trailer looked incredible, and I absolutely lost it at the part where she came out of the tub and she was like, "Mommy's with the maggots now." I was like,
Oh,
"Oh
yes.
my
That is like
God."
prime Evil Dead right there.
Mhm.
The smug grin.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh, it was so good.
I will say I
Fucking incredible.
don't know how I feel about the look of the Necronomicon just yet. It reminds me of the book from Harry Potter that bites because of the teeth that they
does.
put on it.
It really does.
They give him like anglerfish teeth.
The monsters.
The Monster Book of Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
I
see
need a
that.
trailer for Nosferatu, and I need a trailer for Saw 10.
Yes.
I need to see
It's
how they're
just-
going to bring Tobin Bell back.
It's just backwards Cap Tobin Bell.
It's just back the whole trailer. The whole trailer is just like a bunch of it's showing like a bunch of quotes of old saws, and it's like hyping you up, and all of a sudden a chair pops in, and Tobin Bell sits in it.
See, I would have said it's like you know, like the classic theme, you know, Hello Zep, but it's just like Tobin Bell getting dressed, and like it ends with him like putting on the backwards cap.
Yeah. Or does the whole Pokemon thing? It zooms in on,
and he
on
just
Tobin
like,
Bell.
flips it.
He's wearing the hat, and it's like this October, and he turns it around. And it's like Saw 10.
If it's Halloween, it must be Saw.
That's him is firing.
Chairs will be turned.
I want to turn a chair.
Oh, yeah. Give me a hat. Yeah, obviously.
Backwards cap or front hat, make your choice.
Obviously, Scream 6 is everybody's most anticipated.
After seeing that little teaser.
I was hot before, but once the teaser dropped, that was it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
sealed it.
Oh man.
I'm still thinking that like watch that whole teaser was something that they filmed just for a teaser. Like it doesn't have anything to do with the movie at all.
Yeah, watch it. That's nothing. None of that's in the movie.
None of that at all in the movie.
Or
It was just to film a teaser trailer.
It don't even take place on Halloween or have anything to do with that. That was just a fuck you to Kyle for always wanting a Halloween.
Halloween
Scream.
Scream.
It actually takes place on Easter.
Oh God, it's gonna be even better that like 'cause I'm pretty everybody here's we're all seeing it together.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Jude.
She might be at boot camp.
Wow.
Because she's getting a job in the prisons.
Maybe.
How dare you be an adult?
How dare I want to like?
How dare you follow
a new
your
job.
dreams and aspirations?
Yeah. Come on,
I'll
dress
be
up
there
as
in
Ghostface
spirit.
for one night.
I tried. I look too much like a lady when I do it.
All right, but I think this is the end of this episode here. This was so much fun.
This
Was
was a hell of a
Like this is
time.
something that we came up with by like back in October, right?
dude, we have been
Like-
working on this forever.
Yeah, we were like, okay, so by the end of this year, we're gonna do like an award show. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a lot more people involved, but some of them were unable to come or they were under the weather.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get to have them on the show at some point or another. And I mean, we'll definitely gonna do this again next year. So
Oh yeah.
For sure.
this is fun.
And I'm pretty sure when we were talking about this, we figured Terrifier was gonna sweep every reward. I think Scream won.
You got four.
We'll have to go through them again. I'll go through them again and see which one
Four.
won the most.
You got 4, I counted.
Wow, look at that.
And Jordan
Look at
Peele
you
got
go
3.
Scream. And look
Hell
at you go
yeah.
Jordan Peele.
A boy Ghostface won.
But Terrifier, I think, also got 3.
I think so, yeah, because I
Okay.
think you got best effects, best villain, and best movie. Yeah, so you got 3.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a nice like even mix. It wasn't like the Oscars where like one movie wins every category.
We had
It's all just Slumdog Millionaire.
and the Slumdog is Ghostface.
Slumdog Ghostface.
Well,
Ghostface Millionaire.
Yeah. I'll tell you, outside of horror, if there's any movie you need to see from 2022, you need to see Babylon.
Oh my god, that
Babylon
one was so good.
Is a fucking love letter to Hollywood cinema.
Go check we still have to see the menu.
Oh, you haven't seen the menu?
And he was so good.
Watch it right now tonight.
I don't care that it's 1:00 in the morning.
It's streaming on is it Max?
Yeah, HBO
Yeah,
Max.
HBO Max.
HBO
We're
Max.
gonna watch it this weekend.
Good.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Dude, I want like a 13-page essay on how great the menu is
It's like a
to
book
be
report.
on my desk by Monday.
Well, I'm failing you.
Kyle over here assigning homework now. All right.
Oh.
Well, before we leave, I do want to give a chance to everybody go through and advertise their projects and everything that they're working on. If you guys would like to go ahead, Yudani and Jude.
We got a podcast. Similar name, Voices from the Beyond. We post sometimes.
We're trying to be consistent about it. We just I started school this week, so it's been a little rough for us. But we have a bunch of new ideas in the works that we have planned for this year. We're gonna be starting a book club
Oh.
on the podcast. So we'll pick a book at the start of the month, put it on the socials, and then whoever wants to join us for that will
Well, that's cool.
we'll read the book, and then at some point, if we see enough interest, we'll open up a Discord server and have everybody just jump in, and we can do like a huge discussion about the book.
Yes. That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I like
we're
that.
excited about that.
Don't recommend the American Psycho book.
I still need to read
Psycho,
that.
yes. American
That-
Psycho, no. God.
That book is disturbing as fuck.
I mean, fucking, you read Tender is the Flesh.
I did.
Yeah.
It wasn't as intense as I thought it was gonna be.
I was listening. American Psycho. There's one thing, that movie that was. I'm not in the movie. The book. Whew, it's pretty. Woof. I listened to the audiobook while I was at work, and so I would be at work and I'd listen to the audiobook, and there was moments where I'd like, okay, I gotta turn this off. What the fuck?
I can't be listening to this at work. But if you want to hear any of that, you can follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at BFTB_podcast. We sometimes do Twitch streams.
We sometimes do Twitch streams. They're on hold at the moment because I can't stream because school.
Yeah, so eventually. And you can follow or listen to our podcast on Spotify.
Anywhere you listen to your podcast, really. But yeah, we have a whole bunch of fun things planned this year besides the book club. We have more interviews. Lately, we've been trying to get, more interesting industry people on there.
Mhm.
We just did an interview with Dark Divine. That was our latest episode that came out. So check that out. And before that, we
Oh, and I mean, yeah, speaking of our award show and the fact that Terrifier 2 sweeped, we did speak to somebody on Terrifier 2.
Yes, you did.
Yep.
So,
Great episode.
sorry, I just woke up. Yeah.
But yeah, guys, definitely check out that interview if you loved Terrifier. It was a lot of fun to record that. And if you want to see more of this big group stuff, we did a huge trivia game with Yussef joining us.
Oh, yeah.
Next year, we're
That was
definitely going to have more people.
so much fun.
Vania and Kyle.
So damn lucky.
But yeah, that's going to be our annual thing on the podcast.
I look
Yeah.
forward to being on that.
Me too.
Yep.
We'll
Get
pencil you guys
studying,
in.
guys, because it's not going to be easy.
Especially because one of Yudani's hard questions was one of my favorite underrated slashers that also ends up being one of Yudani's. I was like, I thought I was the only one who liked that movie.
Which is
I
funny.
love that movie.
Which I
Sorority
saw that you guys
Row.
saw that.
Yeah.
I went thrifting the other day and I picked up a Blu-ray copy of Sorority Row.
Good. You need to watch it.
Check it out, it's awesome.
Paid a grand total of $1.29 for it.
Nice. I want
Whoa.
a 15-page essay by
You
Monday.
should have paid more for that.
Substitute
You better
teacher's
watch
desk.
it. You better watch it, Yussef.
Oh, I'm gonna be watching it. Probably gonna be watching it tomorrow, honestly.
Good. Yeah, I need to check out y'all's Twitch streams.
Well,
Yeah, we're probably going to start streaming again sometime in March because I have school until then.
mhm.
Nice.
Gotcha.
But yeah, this is an open invitation to Kyle and Vanya to join us for trivia this year.
It was fun.
Oh,
So
I'll be
much
there.
fun.
Oh, I'll be there. I plan on sweeping that thing because I was listening, like while I was listening to the thing, I was naming it off, and I got most of them correct. The HHN ones, and then there was a couple that got me. Some that Yussef just really pulled out of his ass. I was like,
I really
"What the
did."
hell?"
I
Like
love
the-
the one where he was
Did
just
he
like,
get
I don't know,
that?
Silent Hill or something. I was like, yeah, actually.
I was like, huh?
It is or something.
I don't know. I think like the one that surprised me the most was the Evil Dead one, the Nobi cabin. I think it was.
Dude, I didn't even know that they even said the name of the cabin in the movie. I was like, I don't fucking remember this.
I honestly love that Ange just fucking sniped it at the end.
Yes,
Out of nowhere.
incredible.
Cleaned up.
She was pretending the whole time.
Sharked everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for us.
That's us.
Well, Vania, I know you have your own thing going on, so what do you want to tell us about that?
Yep. So I am HHN Cultist on both Twitter and YouTube. I basically talk about anything HHN. I do HHN themed like makeups and anything that has to do with horror. So I'm trying to find out a new formula on how to do my YouTube still. Still, I know that I've been saying that like forever, but I promise it's in the works because I'm kind of trying to get back into the swing of content creating. So yeah, so check me out on Twitter and on YouTube. But there's other more interesting people on this podcast. Now there's two more. Yussef, not you, Kyle. I'm kidding. Both Kyle and Yussef. Where can we find you guys?
Jesus, she's so mean. Kyle, get ready for this, okay?
I know. I'm ready
It's
for
the
it.
slander. It's the slander now. It's the constant slander.
But for our podcast, we're called Sounds from the Grave. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we're also on YouTube, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, pretty much anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. For my personal, you can find me on Twitter at itbeyusef and on Instagram at Yussef1220. And that's about it. I mostly post on Twitter, mostly just post stupid shit, because that's what I do.
And dad jokes.
And dad jokes.
Oh, you have some of the absolute funniest fucking jokes. Like, you kill me, some of the shit you come up with. I can't even think of any off the top of my head, but there's plenty of times where I'll be scrolling through and I'm just dying at some of the shit you say. I think the most recent one, there was one about a magician that fucking killed me.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
Where it's somebody who's having sex with a magician, and the magician is like, "Oh, I just came." He's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Wait, check behind your ear."
Fucking killed me.
And Yudani.
Okay, Yudani. What?
Anyway.
Oh, Yudani recovers. I'm Kyle. I've been a guest many times on this podcast, and now I'm a third member. Woo!
Woohoo!
Very, very excited about this new adventure. And if anybody wants to follow me, I usually just stay on Twitter at Kyle S. Prescott. Even though I feel like a couple months ago we were all gonna leave Twitter and we just never did. And I thought Twitter was supposed to explode and it didn't. It just
Like,
kind of
it's funny because I went on Hive yesterday just to like see what was going on. The last post from anybody that I follow is from like more than a month ago.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad.
Yeah, I mean we're all just gonna stay on Twitter until it finally does die. But yeah, you can just follow me on there. But yeah, I'm excited to be part of this new podcast. And are you guys on MySpace or anything?
The fuck on MySpace? Ew, get out of
What
here.
about Friendster?
Oh my god.
Me.com.
Our LinkedIn.
What's the AOL, bro?
Yo, add me on LimeWire.
Yeah. No, I was doing that thing.
Yo, why is my computer smoking?
Yeah.
I went on LimeWire once and my computer's on fire.
No, I was doing that quote from Superbad whenever they hit that one guy with their car.
Oh,
And then he's
yeah.
talking to him. It's like, so you guys on MySpace or anything?
All right, but yeah, that's all we got for you guys tonight. Thanks so much for listening, and thank you for Jude and Yudani for being on the podcast with us.
Always a pleasure.
Appreciate
Thank you for having
it.
us on.
Absolutely.
No problem. Anytime. You guys are always welcome. And we will catch you on the next episode whenever we release that. But for now, happy Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
and stay
Yeah,
spooky.
happy Friday.
Stay
Happy Friday
spooky.
13th. Watch out for Jason.
Mhm.